Welcome, race fans, to Pit Stop TV. Cole Fralick and Noah Carmichael up in the booth tonight for coverage of the season finale of the L-TAC Cup Series season, and we come to you live from the virtual Homestead-Miami, Florida, where we are definitely in for a show tonight. Opening in 1995, the Homestead-Miami Speedway has played host to several racing series, including IndyCar and IMSA. Tonight featured is the NASCAR Cup Series cars on the iconic season finale roll Homestead-Miami's, or in the iconic season finale role that Homestead-Miami played for the better part of 17 years. The last time we were at a track over 1 mile, it was Christopher Lewis taking the win in absolutely dominating fashion. And really the question is, will he be able to do the same tonight? Because I don't know how much he's practiced, but he could have practiced a lot. I know for a fact, though, that guys like Stephen Parrott and Landon Durhold are going to duke it out atop of the standings because there was recruitment races all weekend, and these drivers are very prepared. So, Noah, just going into this race, what's going to be the key to get around Homestead-Miami?
Just figure out the line you need to work with this track and the time that it's been alive. Openly, first time it was open, it was kind of like a miniature Indianapolis up until about 1997, where they decided to go with the flat oval that most fans saw, where it was just a flat oval on the track. They changed it due to the fact that they didn't like the crash angles that they were taking because it was a miniature Indianapolis just on 1.5 miles. Then they redid it in 2003 to what we have now, and ever since then, it has become a high-speed track where people can run any line they can. So, like, people that we can't name that have the dirt track experience, they can swing on the high side and run the wall the entire way around and just rip laps off with those tires. So it's a really driver track. If you can figure out those lines, you can figure out that throttle rhythm that you could like, you can make this track work. It has played host to some amazing races that we've seen. It played host to the NASCAR championship races for quite a while, from around 2004 up until last year, and in the later half of that time, it has become a really fan favorite track. It's such a great track to be playing host to a season finale. So it's going to be incredible to see what these guys can do, keeping on with the tradition of the NASCAR season ending in South Beach, Miami.
Right, you are. And while we're wrapping up qualifying here, we got some sponsors to take care of. We're going to start off with our newest sponsor here at Pit Stop TV, Sound Art of Tucson. You'll see it on Stephen Parrott's car. There it is right there. Your picture, your music. You provide us the image you want, and we create a custom, beautifully framed, high-quality canvas with a built-in Bluetooth speaker. With Sound Art, you get the best of both worlds. You can also choose images from our expansive collection of high-quality photos. Sound Art is the perfect gift for friends, family, and business associates. Make sure to check us out at TucsonSoundArt.com. Next up, we want to talk about permanent makeup in Maine. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy. Here at Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine, the owner, Ashley Boyer, is a certified micropigmentation specialist who provides professional, safe, and personalized services. If you're looking for the best solutions for your PMU concerns, give us a call today to book a consultation. You can contact us at permanentmakeupinmaine.com or call/text us at 207-358-8683. Once again, that's 207-358-8683. And if you visit our Facebook page, Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine, you will see that we do monthly giveaways. And if you submit your entry, who knows, you might just win. And lastly, we're going to talk about Whiplash Media, Pit Stop TV's new parent organization. Whiplash Media specializes, wow, I cannot talk tonight, in various sim racing resources, including paint schemes, stream overlays, iRacing camera packs, and more. Whiplash Media is also working on its presence in real racing, such as photography, social media management, and public relations. To learn more, go to whiplash-media.com, and we are getting set for this 134-lap shootout to decide it all. And we're going to take you through our points right before we get to the grid here, because we got a bit of a fight here mathematically, don't we, Noah?
Absolutely. It's such a tight-fought championship, and it comes down to one final race, and it's just everything you could have hoped for and more for a season finale. Stephen Perriott comes in here with the points lead with the 4 wins with 3,788 points, but the person close behind him who could theoretically win this championship is Landon Deerhold, who has 2 wins. Again, only 32 points behind in a race like this where anything can happen in a 16-car field. They have 134 laps to decide it. So in reality, these two can really put on a show, and we could see theoretically a race much like the 2011 season finale between Carl Edwards and Tony Stewart.
Yeah, definitely. I think this could go all the way to the wire. We got 3 stages tonight, 40 laps, and a last stage of 54 laps, but we're getting ready to grid up here. As we're going to do that, we're going to take you through the field, and starting on pole tonight will be Kyle Green in the number 96 or 76 Support Our Troops car. The 96 is to his outside. That will be Ryan Duke. Row 2 tonight's going to be Taylor Butcher-Benjamin and Andrew Cootie. Row 3 will be Mario Lapinta and Logan Hamilton, while row 4 will consist of Sean Deal and Stephen Parrott. Robert Pattengale will round out the last row in the top 10 with Landon Deerhold to his outside.
We'll keep things rolling as we look at the back 3 rows here. Jim Herrick and Ryder Sralf will make up, that'll be row 6, accompanied by Mike Ayala Jr. and Demare second bottom on row 7, and then rounding out the field tonight and rounding out everyone that qualified. All 16 drivers, not all 16 will set a time tonight, although we have Jeremy Berger and Dustin Slater rounding out the field.
And real quickly, before we do take the green here, I'm going to have to read this as fast as possible. We did miss one sponsor because I was a little unsure, but the USRA, the United Sim Racers Association, was created with the intent to bring the racing back to the drivers. Their Grand Am Series showcases Daytona prototypes, GT4 and TC cars with fixed setups with the intent to have the driver win the race and not the setup. The season kicks off in September with the 2.4 hours of Daytona, and to learn more and to sign up, visit them at UnitedSimRacersAssociation.com. But the pace truck is going to pull out of turn 4 for the last race of the season. Kyle Green, supporting the troops, is going to lead us to the green flag, and we're off for 134 laps around the Homestead-Miami Speedway.
And that 76 of Kyle Green gets a pretty good start, but not after the 96 has anything to say about it. He holds on up until turn number 1, and now the 1 of Tyler Butcher-Benjamin is now going to take over the second spot, but he isn't done off of turn number 2. He's going to try and take a look at the inside. We have a caution, and we have 2 sprinters in the back.
That's a championship contender involved. The 69 Tucson Sound Art Ford Mustang involved in that crash with Logan Hamilton. This could play a bit of a factor into the points battle, but we're going to take a look back, see what happened. Possible case of just getting together off of turn 2 there.
Yeah, not exactly the way you want to do it. We're going to wait for this replay to pop up. As you see, just on the start, it's so aggressive. You want every position you can. Coming off of turn number 2. Oh, the 12 just came right down. I think he wasn't expecting the car to handle like the way it did, just shoot down the bottom, maybe a little bit of oversteer. But that just shot right down and doored the 69. I'm going to look at the onboard now. Gets up through the gears. It's such a really fast racetrack. You're up to speed so quickly. Has to back up for a 21 as he enters turn number 1. He's going to try and make that high line work, but again, you got to be careful because of the old surface. You can easily spin your tires on one of these bumps. He's riding right on that line. You see, yep, it's a little loose, and right there is where the 69 is, and those are going to go for a spin. Luckily, the 69 was able to keep off the wall, so Perriott should be able to just go in there, get damage repaired, and be back out, and not lose that many positions.
Yeah, these guys do have one quick fix, but I assume Stephen Parrott will just take the normal fix there. It doesn't look like he really... Well, he's coming into pit lane now. See the replay again. Logan Hamilton possibly got loose there. Definitely got loose, actually. I did do one of the recruitment races they had with us, and me and Nolan were joking earlier that he almost recruited me for the league because I did so well. But Stephen Parrott definitely has speed in that machine. I could tell it when I did the race with these guys. That guy has all the speed in the world. And I definitely look for him to be a factor tonight. I think he's just really trying to conserve what he's got early on. Unfortunately, getting caught up in the incident there, you see him and Logan both going to take their repairs now, I think, taking 4 tires as well. I believe it's unlimited tire sets. Yes, can confirm unlimited tire sets. But that's going to leave your leader as Kyle Green with Taylor Butcher-Benjamin in second Ryan Duke third. Andrew Cootie, the man we have not really seen all season in the 21 Wood Brothers car, he's fourth. And the Dick Insider, number 13 of Mario Lapinto, will round out your top 5 with championship contender Landon Durhold in 6th.
Yeah, and the lucky thing about that whole incident is even though that he fell all the way to the back, there's only a 15-car field. So in reality, he only has 8 rows of cars that he needs to worry about to get back up to the front. Like we talk about, the only person here is to worry about is Deerhold. He's only running up there in the 6th spot, so he's not that far away from him. Luckily, it's only happened on lap 1. He didn't have that much damage, so he should quickly be back up there because he started 8. So expect him in the first few laps maybe to charge his way back up, because now he knows he's going to have to get back on it to try and chase down that 94 to try and win this championship here.
Yeah, I think a key thing to these cars, from what I learned in that recruitment race they did, is tire wear is a definite factor here with how the banking and how the corners are really shaped. At other mile and a half, such say Kansas, it's not as bad on tire wear, especially on the right front. But the way that corners here at Homestead are designed, it's so brutal on that right front tire. You really got to conserve it. If you're not careful, you can definitely blow that tire out within a 30-lap run, because it will just absolutely just tear apart the right front, depending on how you enter those corners. A lot of these guys early on will probably take it very easy, but once we get into the later stages, I wouldn't be surprised to see some guys just running the right front as hard as possible.
Yeah, and this is the weird thing about this track too, is even back in the NR days, it would get so wild with the tire wear. You can maybe run the bottom about 5 or 6 laps, but other than that, you'd be running the middle and the top line because of just how brutal this track will tear up your tires on that bottom side. Luckily, we don't have to worry about the PJ1 to make it even more uneven. So in reality, this is just a driver's track where you have to find that line. Only time you really see the bottom line used late in the run is for what you expect, which is that slide job where you can dive it in there, slide it up, and just hope that guy behind you isn't impatient, runs you over. So maybe expect some of that. But yeah, in reality, you're only going to see these drivers run that bottom line is whether they have found a way to run the line, or if they want to try and gain a position and slide job their way up ahead, which we've seen time and time again around this racetrack, which is what makes it such a fan favorite. As it seems like we have 1 to go here on the pace track, so luckily we're going to be right back to racing here very quickly.
Yeah, so Kyle Green in the Support Our Troops machine still leading the field. And while we were on that car, I do want to give a shout out to my dad, as I always do. 20-year Navy veteran, retired out of the Navy in '92. Shout out to Dad. I know he's had a rough past couple months, and I haven't really been able to go down there on Friday nights and have dinner with my family lately, but I will see y'all next week, so we'll be back for that. But definitely always got to give my dad a shout out, because anybody in the military is just a true badass in my opinion. And we're getting ready to go back green here. Kyle Green in that badass car will lead him to the field, or lead him to the green flag. Taylor Butcher Benjamin to his outside, and Kyle Green's going to get a massive jump right here.
Yeah, he caught those guys sleeping on the 1 car. Is really going to suffer for that, so as well as the 96. He jumps out to about a 2-car length lead in the turn number 1. The 1 car trying to chase him back down, as well as the 96. Other than that, they stay pretty good throughout the field. The 1 car gets a really good run on the back straightaways. Here comes Butcher Benjamin now with the run. So does the 96, as they are single-filing their way out. Got a little bit of a fight going on back there in the midfield, but other than that, the only real thing that you have to worry about is his lead. You see the 76 slides up. Here comes the 1 car down to the bottom, and this is what we're going to talk about. He's going to try to slide his way down, chase it on the straightaway, and maybe try to send it into turn number 1, as we got a side-by-side fight between the 21 and the 96 as they send it back off into turn number 1 for another lap.
Yeah, Kyle Green with a more defensive line. They're running the middle. He knows he can definitely get the run off the corner from there, especially on Taylor Butcher Benjamin, because he ran that very low line there in 1 and 2, and I kind of noticed driving the car that it actually works really well if you kind of enter high and then just cut down to the middle groove off the corner. See Taylor Butcher Benjamin close back up again. How about Andrew Cootie? This man, I don't know how many starts he's officially made this season, but we have not seen him on the Pit Stop TV broadcast. Driving that Matt DiBenedetto paint scheme, he's charging his way up to 3rd currently, so we'll have to see if he can get up around these guys. But Taylor Butcher Benjamin back to that inside. He's got on the quarter panel Kyle Green.
Yeah, but you also need to look back there in the 6th position. That's where you find our championship contender running second. That is Landon Deerhold. He is currently fighting with the 96 trying to get around him. He has had a run coming off of turn number 2 but lost it, but he is quickly trying to rebound himself and shoot back into the inside. But the fight still rages on for the race lead between that 76 and the number 1 as they head back off into turn number 1. You talk about that Wood Brothers car. Such a good looking paint scheme. Always love to see these kind of retro paint schemes. Obviously, they've been running that for years, which is not a bad thing at all. It's such a beautiful paint scheme that everybody loves. Everybody loves to see, and luckily it's started to become more of a front-run contender with drivers like Ryan Blaney and Matt DiBenedetto, even Paul Menard. But still, the top 4 is inseparable. As here comes the 94. He's going to peek on the inside. He might take that top 5 position away from him, and that's going to be a big position if he can get it. He can't get the run off the corner. He's going to stay back there in 6th.
Yeah, we got a couple more battles out the field. Stephen Parrott marching his way back up through the field. You see the battle between the 94 and 96 on your screen there. But Mario Lapinta to the inside of Andrew Cootie off the corner, it looked like there. We'll tuck back in line. Sorry about that. Got a little choked up. But battle for the race lead. Taylor Butcher Benjamin going to try a slide job. Can't get it done here. Nearly puts Kyle Green up in the wall. But Kyle Green, the momentum will shift back to the number 76 machine, and it will go back around the outside. And that's just going to open the door for the 2 cars behind these guys to catch them.
But yeah, this is such a high-line racetrack. You need to set it up to make that thing work. If you can get the run off the corner, you can get a side-by-side with them and then set it off there. Other than that, the only thing you have to work, that's what you need. You need to get the run on exit of the corner, then just send it in there. Just in the corner right after that, because other than that, you're not going to be able to do anything with it because the run just gets killed the moment you exit the corner. As now you see that top 4 has really closed in there. The 21's almost on the back bumper of him. He's going to look to the inside this time by maybe take a peek for the 2nd position, but he's going to tuck in behind him now. The 13 of Lapinta, though, he's quickly making his way to the inside, going to try to take over the 3rd spot. Those 2 have been fighting for the last couple of laps, and they've been super aggressive. Meanwhile, Deerhold has taken over the 5th spot. He is quickly chasing down the 13 car as well. An update on Stephen Parrott, though. He is actually made his way back up to the 11th position, currently a few car lengths back on Jeremy Berger for the top 10 position, but he is quickly catching them up as well as they're in a pretty good 4-car fight back there for about the 8th or 7th spot.
How about Mario Lapinta trying to get a 2-for-1 special here between 3 and 4 and then going into 1 and 2. He's up to the side of the number 1 machine here. Might get the run off the corner. So far he's edging out that Napa Auto Parts machine. But it looks like the momentum will track towards Taylor Butcher Benjamin's car. And Taylor can't really get the run off the high side. So Mario Lapinta might try to slide up in front of him here. And he does. So move Mario Lapinta from 4th to 2nd in just 2 laps.
Yeah, we've seen Lapinta. He's been a really strong mid-pack contender for most of the last 2 races that we've covered. He was a really strong mid-pack contender at Talladega when I saw him. He really started to show his worth at Kentucky. I miss Loudon, but right now he is actually looking at the race lead. He's got the run that I was talking about off the corner. He's going to send it in the inside. He is now side by side. He has the momentum. He was peeking ahead. If he can keep it on the throttle and get that run off the corner, he could get him this time by, and he will. He's making the bottom side work, and now they're going to go side by side. Also, someone who's making it on the bottom side is that number 94 of Deerhole. So now he has moved himself into the 3rd spot. As the 13 and the 76 almost make contact. They have to back off of each other, but now the 94 is starting to close in on those 2. This top 6 fight right now is anyone's game, and if one small mistake happens, this could take all of them out in an instant right now as the 1 car actually gets in the wall heading into 3.
Yeah, we had 2 cars under a blanket for the race lead. Now we have about 6 total. Yeah, so Landon Deerhold has now caught the 2 leaders, and that unsponsored machine is going to try to track his way all the way to the lead here. But Mario Lapinta doing all he can to try to get around Kyle Green. Look at Landon Deerhold, though, the run on the bottom side. He's going to get around the 13 machine off the corner here. And I don't think Mario will have the momentum to really come back around him. But Landon Deerhold going into turn 3 is actually going to give him the spot back in the field, though. We're going to look at Damaris Hickenbottom. He's now joined the fray. So now we got 7 cars. The well, it's almost like a teal and aqua colored machine. The Abilene Wood Projects Ford Mustang has now entered the fray. You see him on the outside of Taylor Butcher Benjamin looking for daylight there. Can't get it really done yet. But further back in the field, Stephen Parrott now up to 9th place. So got battles all the way through the field. And you will see us a couple times tonight use a new little graphic. You'll see it in the bottom right of your screen. Trey Patton's on board. He's got onboards of the cars throughout the field. We're going to have side-by-side practically with that. So you will see that used a couple times throughout the night.
Yeah, and that's just one of the great things that we're starting to do, get more people involved in here, and it's giving you these great views. Meanwhile, left front, the 13 car almost turned a 76. He's tried sitting it on the inside of the turn number 1, had to back off to avoid hitting him, and what that's going to do now is allow the 94 of Deerhold to get to the inside. That really ruined the run from the 96. He had to check up to avoid running into the rear end of him, but now the 76 of Kyle Green, who started on pole, he's starting to open up a gap. The 13, I believe he actually might have killed his tires. Well, he ran through him, because now that car is really struggling for grip. He is really having a hard time holding the line that he is and holding the speed as well, because he is falling further and further back, and he's trying to make these moves on the inside, and it's just not sticking. So I think those tires are starting to fall off, and that's what we're talking about. This is a very abrasive racetrack. You can only run aggressively for about a couple laps before you have to really get in the rhythm and run the lap times that you really can. And so far we're seeing the 13, he might have just ran through him, and now he's gonna have to hold on until a green flag pit stop or even a caution. But even with those limited tire sets that you talked about, Cole, under the first caution, he has to be very careful, because if not, he could be stuck with those old tires at the end of the run and be stuck with them for the end of the race, and he could really fall back quickly.
Well, luckily for him, it is unlimited. I did confirm that. So, luckily they have all the tire sets in the world. I don't know how much money these guys are paying Goodyear to have that many, but Landon Durhold, he might be struggling with his tires here in a couple laps as well, running that bottom, because he has been trying to get around Mario for the past 3 laps. Mario now gets ahead of those guys, catching up to the back of Kyle Green. And you got to think, there might be a sense of urgency. We got 40-lap stages to start out this race. So, lap 40, we will see the end of the first stage. Then lap 80, we'll see the end of the second stage. So you got to think these guys might be going just a little bit harder on these tires, trying to get them to just last those 40 laps and not trying to stretch them any further.
Yeah, and someone who's also trying to make him stretch farther is that 69 car. You talked about he was up in 9th. He's now up in 6th. He's gotten around with 21 of Andrew Cootie, and now he is really starting to put the pressure on these guys. He has charged to this field from 15th all the way up to 6th, and now he can see that 76 of Kyle Green, and more importantly, the 94 of Landon Deerhold up in 4th. He's 2 positions away from them, so this championship fight is really starting to pull into the favor of 69, because he is doing everything he can to make this work, and he is so far making that bottom line stick and not running through those tires, because he is still pulling in that 09 of the Marius Higginbottom. So expect maybe about 5 or 6 laps he could catch up with him, but right now he only has close to about the 15 laps left in this stage to move up even further. Be aware, because that 69 car is charging fast right now.
Yeah, Stephen Parrott definitely trying to get up there. How about Damaris Hickenbottom getting up to the top 5 already? That A Billion Wood Projects machine is just flying out here right now. Beautiful paint scheme on that car. He's following Landon Durhold, who's up in 4th. Ryan Duke in 3rd, who is Stephen Parrott's teammate, actually. So Ryan might try to be running Landon a little bit harder, trying to help his teammate out there. Mario Lapinta, though, back up to 2nd, now closing in just a little bit on Kyle Green, heading into turn 3. You see them running the wall at this point. Mario Lapinta going to try to get a little momentum off the top there. Can't really get anything. Ryan Duke now coming to his inside. But while we got some time here, we do want to talk about some future broadcasts we got going on. The SRCA Pro 2000
Well, actually, I hate to butt in here, but we actually have a championship implication moment going on here. The 94 has hit pit road. He pulled off in turn number 3. I don't know if you missed that or not, but right now we have our first green flag pit stops taking away as the 1 car of Butcher Benjamin and the 94 of Deerhold, who are running up in the top 5 and now taking a pit stops. So now we're starting to see the first round of green flag stops. So we have to keep an eye on where we're going to see these guys pull out for the last 10 laps of the stage. But if a caution comes out, that could really sit him behind. I really hate that I had to butt in there, but I felt like we needed to get that in there in case anything happened, because I saw him pulling off and I thought maybe he had issues, but it looks like we're actually starting to see the first round of green flag stops take place for the end of the stage.
Well, yeah, these guys do have a half fuel limit, so we will see a bit of green flag pit stops about halfway through each stage. So maybe that is why guys are running a little bit harder, but we'll have to see who comes in this time. Doesn't look like anybody really comes in. I don't see any cars slowing down for the most part. So, while we now got the time out of our hands here to get some, we got Ryder Schroff and Mike Aiello Jr. Those guys are 11th and 13th being scored. But while we do have some time now, SRCA's Pro 2000 Series will be back next week. And you guys are probably wondering where the McConey Setup Shop broadcast was tonight, and their season finale will be next week. They had an off week this week, so Andrew and the boys will be commentating that race. But we got Kyle Green on the pit lane now, Mario Lapinta coming in behind them. And I'm a little bit interested. I believe it's a rule maybe to use the pit access road here because iRacing, the way they've done Homestead-Miami prior to last season, they actually made it to where you could just come off the exit of turn 4. I don't know why the guys really took the access road, but it could be a rule that Nolan has given these guys, hey, enter the pit road off of turn 3.
Yeah, so usually a rule that many leagues use just because of the fact of how hard it is to get on pit road and just the fact of how dangerous it is as well. You come off that corner and it's just a high banking, you have such a big amount of speed that we've seen time and time again. People struggle to get on there and will actually miss pit road, or even in the case of drivers like Kurt Busch, even they'll almost hit the pit attenuator where those barrels are. We actually did get a message from Nolan, who is the race director of this series. He did say yes, the turn 3 is using the access road in 3 and 4 is mandatory, and if you don't, that is a commitment cone violation. So actually they just moved the commitment cone on the other side of the turn, which I don't blame them. A lot of people do it just because of the fact how dangerous it is to get off of there. Also because the area of where you have to brake to get off is right in the racing line of what these drivers have to take to exit the corner. So it's in all reality just the best way to do it is to use the access road. I'm surprised more leagues actually don't use that.
Yeah, and it is a very safe thing to do, especially here at Homestead, because a lot of guys run that middle line, so it could be a little dangerous to slow up mid-corner trying to arc it in there as hard as you can. But right now, the leader is Damaris Hickenbottom in the 09 machine. He's your current leader right now, the Abillion Wood Projects LLC Ford Mustang out front. I believe this is actually one of the first times we've really seen him leading a race all season long. He's ran very well. He's in the wall, actually. See him clip the wall there. Stephen Parrott going to ride back around him. He's up to second now and taking the lead away. So Stephen Parrott right now leading this race.
Yeah, we have to wonder maybe what his strategy was. We kind of realized that he was quickly making his way up towards the end of the run, and because of the fact he had to pit earlier, maybe he's trying to make a strategy play and stretch it out another 10 laps. I highly doubt that's going to work, but you never know what these guys can pull out. If you're in this fight for this championship, you're going to try and take everything you can there. As now you see the 74 Mike Ayala Jr., he's taking his lap back from his pit stops, and now he finds himself on the lead lap. So does Taylor Butcher Benjamin, who's right behind him. He's now the first car lap down. Same for this car behind him is Kyle Green, who is currently right behind them with the buffer of the 23 car. So a lot of drivers now catching up to these guys, taking their laps back. I'm wondering if the 69 car is going to try and stretch it out another 10 laps and take the stage win away.
Yeah, definitely the strategy is take a stage win away. But Stephen Parrott, I think I know why he has stayed out a little bit longer. He did take service when he brought out the first yellow of the night there when him and Logan Hamilton got together. But these guys, just for reference, Stephen Parrott is running 33-second laps. Your fastest car on track, I believe the last lap, was Mario Lapinta with a 31.495. So these guys are running nearly 2 seconds faster than the rest of the field. Stephen Parrott and Damaris Hickenbottom, though, now on the pit lane. Damaris coming in a little bit hotter than Stephen, trying to just really excel as much as he can.
Yeah, now all eyes are on Landon Deerhold. He is the third place car, the first car in line who has pitted, so he should retake the race lead, or actually take the race lead for the first time tonight as soon as he comes across the line. As right now, you see the 69 car on your screen, he is pitting. The 94 is now off of turn number 4. He is coming down the front straightaway, so obviously, since the 69's pit box is after the start-finish line, it's not going to show it yet. But luckily, because of how timing and scoring is here, it has the live updates rather than the lap counts that iRacing has. So yes, right now the 94 car is currently in the stage lead to take home this win, and barring any caution, I don't think he's going to have any fight for that because of how far ahead he is. The closest car behind him is Mike Ayala Jr., about 2 to 3 seconds off of where he is right now. So unless he finds the speed within these last few laps, the 94 car should take the stage win, which will really help his championship fight here for the final 2 stages.
Yeah, that will greatly improve his shot at winning the title. It'll really depend on where Stephen Parrott gets in this stage, because if Stephen Parrott falls out of that top 10 in the stage, which I don't think he will be far enough back to actually do, He's currently 8th right now, so that's going to give a huge chunk into that points gap. There's about a 32-point difference between these two cars, and I believe a stage win is worth about 10 points, and 8th place is worth about 3 points. So that's going to be 7 points that Landon Durhold will have on Stephen Parrott going into stage 2.
It's something else to keep in mind as well. The 69 car Stephen Parrott is running 8th, not too far behind him, about a second is where you find Demary Secondbottom, who pitted with him. He is running 9th. Jeremy Berger in the 46 car, he's running 10th. He's not really a contender to take away any of those positions. But yeah, that is something you need to keep in mind, is where the 09 is going to be, because if that 69 car makes a simple mistake, he could put himself in the wall, and that would allow Hickenbottom to retake that 8th position, which will demote him to 2 stage points, which will just make the gap even larger, because now if he gets this, he's going to be, I would say, maybe 24 points behind him, which is a big gap. And if he does this again in stage 2, this will really close the gap, barring where that 69 car finishes.
Yeah, Stephen Parrott finishing, like his finishing position will be the key factor to this race. You see the Tucson Sound Art machine right there, beautifully, just electric paint scheme, no pun intended there. But that car just has all kinds of paint and different paint colors and just really a cool design. This is one of the cooler designs we've seen all season. Stephen Parrott does have a flair for the dramatic when it seems to come to his paint schemes. We've seen the badass beard care and the ham wallet car all season long. But a little bit of a shake-up tonight, and it's just a beautiful race car. Back up to the front, though, we're going to take a look at Mike Aiello Jr. because he's got a pair of hungry cars behind him. Kyle Green actually tagging the wall there off of turn 4. He's got Mario Lapinta coming up behind him. Mario's going to look to the inside going into turn 1. Doesn't look like he'll get it. Actually, he'll drive right around that number 74 machine with Kyle Green in tow, and it's going to be a wonder if Kyle can actually get Mike before the end of the stage. We're coming up on 2 to go in this stage. Stage end is at the end of lap 40. So Landon Durhold going to take 2 to green. I believe that will close the pit lane for the stage. You cannot pit after this point. And Mario Lapinta going to try to hold on to second here while Mike Aiello Jr. fights off Kyle Green for third.
Yeah, that's something you kind of expected. Mike Aiello has been running around 5th or 6th most of the stage, so he really was able to get that pit strategy that got him out there to second, but he just can't run the same lap times that these top 5 are, and that's where he's getting eaten up. The 13 car just blew right by him, and expect the 76 to do the exact same. He has the run coming off the corner. He should get him into this corner. Nope, he actually going to set in there, but you got to watch the exit. Meanwhile, up ahead, Landon Durhold is actually falling off. The 13 is actually caught up to him a bit. About a second is where the gap is. Meanwhile, there's a 3-car fight going back on there for third still between the 74, the 76, and the trying to figure out who that is. That might be a laps car. No, the 96 is Ryan Duke. My apologies. Yeah, so there's a 3-car fight going on there for about the third spot, and we might see him go 3 wide off of turn number 3. Yes, we will. There are 3 wide now for the third position, and that 74 car is a sandwich in the middle. Is now here comes the 76 sending it in there. He's going to take it away. Meanwhile, up ahead, Landon Durhold, who's coming away, trying to win this championship, being in second, 32 points back. He's going to cut down by 8. Landon Durhold takes stage win number 1 here tonight as Mario Lapinta charges for a P2 finish.
Mario Lapinta gets the P2 there, as Noah mentioned. Ryan Duke comes home with third in this stage. Great run for him. Mike Aiello Jr., 4th place. 5th place will be Kyle Green, Andrew Cootie, 6th, and Stephen Parrott will be 7th. So Landon Durhold with a small margin over Stephen Parrott here. But while we got some time, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back to Pit Stop TV's live coverage of Homestead for the L-TAC Cup Series.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
Welcome back here to L-TAC's live coverage here of the Homestead-Miami Speedway here for the season finale here for the L-TAC Cup Series live here on Pit Stop TV. Currently under caution, as you see on your screen right now, the race off of Pit Road taking effect. Right now, it looks like Landon Deerhole is going to hold on to that race lead. We actually do have him here in the Discord. We'll bring him in here. We'll try to get an interview with our Stage 1 winner here tonight. Landon Deerhole, Noah Carmichael up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4.
Well, this is a pretty eventful night for you. You came in here 32 points out, and you take home the stage win. How does that feel for your championship on here?
I mean, it feels okay. I gained a few points on Steven, but I don't think it's going to make a whole lot of difference in the end. But pretty good to be out front and get the strategy right there.
We saw you with that running back there around 4th or 5th. You really started to charge your way up there after that first restart. How did the pit strategy work out for you to be able to come out and take away 5 spots and actually jump a lot of those guys that you're fighting with in the middle of that stage?
I think I just, you know, had a jump on them with tires and you know, good pit entry and exit, and I think that worked out. So, you know, once you get out front and get a little bit of a gap, you know, I mean, you pretty much set sail at a place like this, you know, and they were creeping up on me there towards the end, but I was just kind of managing the gap, trying to make it to the end.
And now as we sit here for another 40 laps here for stage number 2, what is your game plan to try and maybe repeat this and try to close that points gap between you and Parrott here to try and win this championship?
Yeah, I mean, he's got to have a lot of bad luck, so I'm just going to try to play it however I can to win the race, honestly. So that's what I'm shooting for, and whatever happens, if hopefully nothing bad happens to him, but if it does, then I'll see if I can't capitalize on it.
All right, well, good luck out there. You've put up a great show for us, and hopefully get to talk to you more here tonight.
Yep, appreciate it. If I can, I want to give a shout out to Jim Herrick and lmcgear.com.
All right, sounds good. Good luck out there.
Thanks.
So that was Landon Deerhold, your stage 1 winner, 2nd place in the points right now. And like he said, it's going to be an uphill battle for him. But we did have one penalty there under the yellow. We had Sean Deal get a longest line penalty for pitting while the pits were still closed. So Sean Deal will go to the back of the field. But up the lead, though, Mario LaPinta, now your race leader. Ryan Duke 2nd, Mike Aiello Jr. 3rd, Kyle Green 4th, and Stephen Parrott 5th. And so far, it's been a very calm race. We had the lap 1 incident, but other than that, it's been very calm. You see 2 cautions for 7 laps, one of those being the stage caution. 6 lead changes so far in this race. So not a record amount by any means, not anything like we saw the IORL race at Auto Club, where I believe it was 80 lead changes we had there. So you won't see us break any lead change records tonight, but you will definitely see a good showing in the next 2 stages. Mike Aiello Jr. choosing to pit again, it looks like. So promote Kyle Green up to 3rd, Stephen Parrott up to 4th, and Damaris Hickenbottom up to 5th.
And to clarify a little bit more on the black flag handed to Sean Deal, the reason he was given a black flag also because of the closed pit is because he was a lap down. So he actually pitted a lap earlier than he was supposed to because he pitted with the lead lap cars, which is why he was given that penalty. Which also I just want to give a shout out to Nolan Rempel. He's been really nice to us. He watched this broadcast and he listens to what we say. And if he realizes we have any questions, he quickly messages us to inform us on what's going on here to help us understand so we can give you guys more information back at home as you watch this race. So I want to give a shout out. L-TAC has really been helping us out here and keeping us informed on everything that goes on here, as now you see the field is doubling up here. So we will go back to Green Flag Racing here shortly, but still it's just amazing to work with these guys, and it's just an amazing season to be able to cover here on Pit Stop TV.
Yeah, it's been a fun season to cover, and sadly, I will go ahead and make the announcement. This will be my last broadcast ever, so definitely going out in style. These guys always putting on a great show for us, and it'll definitely be a little bit somber here at the end, but don't worry. We're going to call a great race for you, and it's going to be one awesome show. Mario Lapinta is going to lead us through turn 3 and 4. And it should be a really good restart here, pending nothing happens like we saw on the initial restart of this race. But stage 2 will get fired away as the pace truck leads them through turn 4. There he goes. And right now, pace truck is off. Mario Lapinta now controls the restart, and he's off and away, getting a great jump over Ryan Duke. Kyle Green did not get as good of a jump. And how about Stephen Parrott, the points leader going into this race? Now to the outside, trying to help his teammate get a good run on that outside line.
But to no avail right now. Mario Lapinta takes over the race lead as he rocket off of turn number 2. Landon Deerhold actually announcing pitting in. I don't know if that was maybe a miskey there, but we have to keep an eye on that 94 on whether or not he is going to pit. He is going to pit. So this is a really big stack up here for the championship. He was really close, had a really good stage. He wasn't too confident in himself, but really big issues now, as though he's going to take the drive down pit road. Don't know if there's any issues with the car right now, but that is exactly the exact opposite of what he did. So after coming from an incredible stage 1 win to really try and close in that title fight, he now makes a long drive down pit road, and now we have to wonder what issues are going on inside that 94 car.
And that's the thing. If Stephen Parrott has a really good stage right here, he could pretty much clinch the championship. So, with Landon Derhold's problems, that could really open the door to clinch the title fight. But we had a scary moment there off of turn 4. Demarius Hickenbottom nearly got put in the fence by Kyle Green. Logan Hamilton's there as well. Andrew Cootie on the bottom. You see all of these guys fighting for daylight anywhere they can on this racetrack, trying to propel themselves up through the field.
Yeah, we have a really strong fight going on back there between the 12 and I believe that is the 23, I believe that's right near them. We have a really good fight. No, the 46. So the 12 and the 46 having a really good fight back there for the 8 or 9 position. The 1 and the 58 as well. That mid-pack has really been putting on a show. The 21 of sorry about the names. Yeah, the 21 of Andrew Cootie is really also holding on to himself as he tries to fend off the 09 of Demarius Hickenbottom as they fly off into turn number 1. A really close stiff fight for the midfield. Meanwhile, Mario Lapinta, who started with the race lead after that stage 1, has now started to open up a gap, and he's fending off Ryan Duke, which is no easy feat in its own right, because that 96 car himself is a really fast car to try and beat. So to be able to outrun him and really put on a showing here is something that we haven't really seen since the Kentucky race. So a really good showing here. Meanwhile, Kyle Green is back there in the 3rd position trying to fend off as Stephen Parrott now trying to take over the 3rd spot, as now he's starting to run his way back up to the field, trying to capitalize on the mistake of the 94 car.
Well, Mario Lapinta is all but checked out right now. Ryan Duke in the bridesmaid position once again. He's about 4/10 back there, 5/10 now on our live timing. It's going to be a question whether he's got something for Mario. We saw him have something for Christopher Lewis at Kentucky, and Ryan's been on fire since we first saw him at the Roval. And technically, he still does have 2 wins this season, but I believe he has a total of 1. One of those was he did not complete enough practice laps, so the win was stripped from him. But Stephen Parrott, you definitely need to watch that machine. He's 4th place right now. And it's just impressive what he's done from spinning lap 1 to getting back up through the field. He could definitely make a showing here. And it looks like Andrew Cootie's actually going to go to his inside. You see the battle behind these guys. Jeremy Berger, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Demarius Hickenbottom, Logan Hamilton back up now through the field. And Ryder Schrauf, who we haven't really got to talk about this season, had a couple incidents. But he's starting to march his way up through the top 10. He's up to the 10th spot now. Jim Herrick behind him. Robert Pattengill in 12th. Sean Deal in 13th, and Mike Aiello Jr. in 14th. That really rounds out the field of cars on the lead lap, but this battle between Jeremy Berger and Taylor Butcher Benjamin is just heating up at this point.
Yeah, this is exactly what we're starting to see now. These really hard, close fights going on here are going to start to wear out. And you're going to see more and more drivers start to make their way up to the high line. It's going to be a single file race. And now what you're going to see is exactly what that 12 car of Logan Hamilton is doing, where you'll go into the middle line, send it in there, and then slide it up on exit or the middle of the corner, which is what he's been doing the last few times in turn 3. He will rocket off into turn number 3, stall out there towards the middle, and then be able to get the runoff of turn number 4, and then set it up again to try and close the gap, which is what he's doing to Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Is now he is on his rear bumper heading into turn number 1. Expect him to do the exact same thing in turn number 3, because he is really late on the brakes heading in there, and he's been able to make these dive bomb passes, which are really starting to stick. So he is really quickly making his way to the field. And as we have this moment, let's update you on this championship hunt. Because of the misfire with the 94, which has caused him to go a lap down now with the drive down pit road, as things stand, Steven, if we don't have a caution and it stays where it is, Steven Parrott will clinch the championship and then in stage 2 if things stand as they are right now. So the 94, if he wants any chance of winning this title, he needs a caution to come up. But if things stand, it might happen because of how aggressive these guys are racing.
Well, the problem for him is right now Sean Deal is the car ahead of him, and that's the battle for the lucky dog right now. So if we did have a caution right now, unless Sean Deal was involved in it, Landon Durhol would not get that lucky dog. Now, at the end of the stage, if Landon does catch up, because we're going to have a round of pit cycles here in just a few laps, it will definitely depend on when that happens, because we'll have to see if Landon actually has to come back in for pit service, but that definitely is going to hurt his championship hunt tonight. And right now, Ryan Duke has caught the 13, just absolutely stalking the Dick Insider Camaro ZL1 with the B&H Racing Ford Mustang. But Ryan Duke is a guy we've seen run top 5 all season. But there is nothing he's done more impressive than his win at the Roval, because we saw Logan Hamilton, who's a little bit mired back in the field right now. We saw Logan Hamilton absolutely dominate that race. And then with about 7 laps to go, Ryan Duke shows up absolutely out of nowhere and steals the win because he took 4 tires as opposed to Logan Hamilton's 2. And I honestly thought the 2 tires at the Roval would have been a smarter call because you could get out of pit sooner. But Ryan Duke proved all of us wrong and just absolutely stole a win away there. Ryan Duke not in the playoff battle. He came in too late in the season, couldn't really get enough points to be in that fight. A couple other cars we've mentioned throughout our broadcast. Bobby Hamilton Jr. not here tonight, and he was another multi-time winner this season that was not in the title fight. So we have a couple multi-time winners that just were not in the title fight purely due to when they joined this season. And Mario Lapinta, though, he is being truly impressive tonight. Maybe he went with a Christopher Lewis strategy, just practiced all 12 hours that he could. But he is leading the way tonight, and he's leading lap 60 right now, and this really should maybe kick off our pit cycle.
Yeah, and Ryan Duke is no small feat, but obviously you talk about the fact that he's not in the championship hunt, but you also keep in mind his teammate is. So he has a little bit of personal gain from trying to do this, because even though he can't win the championship, he would love nothing more than help his teammate do it. And even though it's not really that big of a deal, with the 94 being a lap down, any bit helps even more. Right now, that's 69 is actually moved his way up to 3rd. He's gotten around Kyle Green, and now he's going to try and close down the gap and chase down those top 2 and make it a 3-car fight for the lead. So watch out for the 69 car as we start to approach the halfway point here of stage number 2. The 69 car is starting to show his power and try to capitalize and clinch this championship, which is already the point of doing, but I think you'll have nothing more to put a big fat sticker on that car showing that he's the stage winner for stage 2 to be able to say, hey, this title fight's over, pack it up. Meanwhile, Mario Lapinta is still holding off that 96 car, and he's doing everything he can. And 96 has been able to close in on him, but do nothing about it yet. He is really starting to show his pace, and he is really closing him down. But he's really starting to run away with this.
And we're going to have pit stops this lap. I just heard the 2 B&H Racing teammates. They're going to pit this lap. Ryan Duke, Stephen Parrott. So you will see 2nd and 3rd place cars. Kyle Green going to come in as well, and Mario Lapinta. So here we go. Pit stops on, whoa, okay. I got a little confused there because the way the access road splits had me confused there for a second. I thought Mario took the wrong access road, but Mario, you're good. Don't worry. Mario Lapinta going to try to get slowed down just in time. Ryan Duke a little hotter on entry, gets slowed down for the 40 or no, it's 50-mile-per-hour speed limit. Stephen Parrott in as well. Kyle Green, Damaris Hickenbottom. So the entire top 5, Logan Hamilton, Ryder Schrauf, 11th and 12th, or 11th and 13th, excuse me, are both on pit lane as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see who comes out here first. We got our eyes focused on Ryan Duke, and we're going to see if he takes a 2 or 4 tire stop. Right side goes up. Looks like a 2 tire stop for sure, and it's going to be 4 because he's definitely holding in there. Yep, 4 tire stop for the 96. Mario Lapinta out first, but Ryan Duke actually got a better pit stop. So Ryan Duke now going to translate to your race leader once we cycle through everything here, and that could be all that number 96 machine needs.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it for a fact watching the 94. If he stayed out, this would be the exact moment he needs, because if he can get back on the lead lap, he'd be able to go out there and get his lap back and put himself back in the title fight. But now he's coming on pit road again. So now that basically just wraps up this championship nice and tidy with a bow for that number 69 of Parrott, as now he has nothing to worry about. Right now, that 58 car, though, still leading the way, as he still stays out on the racetrack. The 21 of Andrew Crudy we saw have a really good fight for the race lead early on in the race. He fell back. He's now running back there in P2. Same for Taylor Butcher Benjamin. He started 3rd and currently running 3rd. So right now we're starting to see these drivers pull the same strategy that we saw in stage number 1, where they're going to try and stretch it out, maybe make something happen as we approach 10 to go here. But right now it's all looking as great as could be for the 69 car, as he is on cloud 9 as he gets ready to clinch this championship.
Well, Ryan Duke, you're going to see him pop up here in a few. He's just going to fly by everyone along with Stephen Parrott. These fresher tires are about 2 seconds per lap faster. Actually, for reference, Ryan Duke ran a 31.833 as opposed to Taylor Butcher Benjamin's 31.017. So about 2 seconds and 2/10 faster, I believe, if my math is correct. Who knows? I'm from Kentucky. We don't do great math. But Ryan Duke is definitely fast out here. And he's going to unlap himself from Jim Herrick right here. There he goes, past the number 56 machine. Jim Herrick with the race lead. We haven't really seen him run up front all season long. Good to see that number 56 Camaro ZL1 1LE out front. Mario Lapinta up to these, out of the cars at pit, he's 2nd highest. And then Stephen Parrott's 3rd highest. But here comes Jim Herrick and Andrew Cootie this time. We'll have to see where those guys cycle out.
Yeah, and that's going to hand the race lead back over to Lapinta once they cycle all the way around. Actually, Ryan Duke, my apologies. I start paying attention for a second. Ryan Duke jumped, as you're talking about, he jumped up in the pits. Now he's currently the highest running driver who pitted. Everybody else, Berger's on pit road, Cootie's on pit road, and so is Herrick. Taylor Butcher Benjamin is actually still on the racetrack. He's holding on to the race lead, so once he pits, that should cycle everything back out to what we saw. He's still on the racetrack, so he's trying to make this stretch as long as he can, much of like what we've seen out of the 94 kind of when he pulled the same strategy in the first stage. So we're just starting to see more and more of these strategies play out. Maybe try to play pit strategy depending if they want to pit at the end of the stage to perhaps make it to where they pit later and have more fuel to maybe cut a stop out for that stage 3 end.
Yeah, really, right now the battle on track though is going to determine well, it won't determine really anything points-wise, but it will definitely help Mario Lapinta out if he can get this stage win here. Mario, we really haven't seen him in the top 2, but tonight he's been on a rail here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. And I really feel like Homestead brings a true driver out, and I think Mario Lapinta's kind of proven that tonight. Mario's had some struggles in the mile-and-a-half races we've had some struggles at Bristol as well. Talladega was just a crapshoot by any means of the word. So right now, Mario Lapinta definitely proven he's had this speed all season long. Your race leader, though, right now is actually going to be, if I can find him, it'll be Taylor Butcher Benjamin with Mike Aiello Jr. behind him. So we'll have to see where that all cycles out currently. But Taylor Butcher Benjamin, we saw him run strong early in our broadcast at Bristol. And a couple other tracks he ran really well at. I believe Talladega, he ran in the front for the most part, but Talladega, that race was wild because late in the going, we had the absolute big one happen with, I believe, just under 20 to go. That took out a lot of contenders, a lot of chase contenders in that in itself. So that could have played a huge fact into Stephen Parrott's championship deciding night here, because Stephen Parrott actually ended up winning that race with some help from his teammate Ryan Duke. who just shoved him through the middle of the tribal, actually bumper hooked him, and it took out the top 4 cars. So we saw all 4 cars come crashing across the line except for Stephen Parrott. But Ryan Duke right now, he has a challenge from Mario Lapinta, who has just chased him down here. You see the green wheels on the number 13 machine. They are reflecting all kinds of light and just zooming around this racetrack.
Yeah, and the lights come, the sun goes down, here comes the lights, and now the nighttime is the right time, and we're going to start to see the track temperatures cool down and the grip start to come up as the 21 car of Cootie looking to get his lap back. They're almost 4 wide off of turn number 4 with a mixture of lap cars in the leader, as they're all just trying to take the positions and get the laps back to try and get themselves in the spot in case a caution comes up, but also just try to hold on to their positions to potentially get a stage. That one car is really doing everything he can right now to stretch this as much as he can. He has an 11-second lead over Mike Aiello Jr., so he's making it work. And you got to wonder if he looks like he's actually clutch and coasting. So he's holding out all the stops to try and make this fuel last to the end. He really wants to take this stage win. He had a really good run at Talladega where he won the pole, but ended up being caused in a couple wrecks that took him out of contention for the race win. Now he's going to try and back it up and get a stage win and possibly put himself in an even better position going into stage 3 to perhaps take this race win away. But right now he is clutching and coasting, trying to make that fuel last and get as much out of these cars as he can.
Well, he actually just reported to the guys that he's going to pit in this time. There you see him drop to the apron. So the number 1 car going to come in. Sean Deal in behind him as well. That's the 13th place car. So that could help in Landon Durhold's case. Being 2 laps down right now, he could be put in a good situation. Robert Pattengale, the car ahead of him, though, could play spoiler in that because he's currently a lap down to these guys. But with the pit cycles happening, that may help out guys like Sean Deal and Landon Durhold. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But for the moment, it looks like Mike Aiello Jr. will take the race lead. And we saw Mike actually win a stage at, well, I can't remember the track. I believe it was actually Talladega he won a stage at. But you either see the Nesquik car or you see this bright pink Ford Mustang for Mike Aiello Jr. tonight. It is the pink Mustang. And that was sort of like how we saw Stephen Parrott until tonight. Stephen Parrott always ran a blue car in the daytime and then ran a pink car at the nighttime races. But Mario Lapinta now has a little bit of a gap. You see back to, well, Ryan Duke has a gap back to Mario Lapinta. And I wonder if Mario may have used up his tires a little bit trying to catch Ryan here late in the going of this stage because we only have 5 laps left in the stage.
Yeah, the lap's starting to wind down further and further and further as now you see Ryan Duke take over the race lead. We're also 5 laps away from crowning a new champion because if barring a caution comes out, that 69 will clinch this championship. Right now, you talk about the update with Deerhold. Deerhold right now is in a lucky dog position, but with the way things are running, it's not going to happen. But Ryan Duke has really started to set out a gap. He's about 1.1 seconds ahead of Mike Aiello Jr. He's actually close to going a lap down again because as you see them Landon Deerhold going down the back straightaway. The 96 of Ryan Duke is exiting turn number 2, so he's not that far away. So he's actually trying to run away to not go a second lap down. He is the only car who's actually a lap down. Everybody else is 2 laps down. But as the stage winds down, so does his championship hopes. You talk about Mike Aiello Jr. with that stage win. I actually remember the race because I was doing social media for that race at Talladega, and that was Mike Aiello Jr. who won stage 2 in that race, and I believe it was actually a wreck coming to the line that brought that stage win for him. So regardless, he did get that stage win, and he has some really good paint schemes. I preferred his day car, but still that bright pink car is just as good. And right now he's been running a pretty solid race, running pretty well in the top 10. He hasn't been much of a lead contender, but he's been running his stage points consistently to be able to bring home solid finishes for that team. He's actually slowing, it looked like. He looks really off the pace compared to everybody else as he might be coming down pit road this time.
Well, he is very slow indeed. He could be clutching the car because I believe he's trying to stretch his fuel. That car does sound like it is struggling for power right now. So it looks like he might be indeed clutching and coasting, trying to save as much as he can because he might run out here before the end of the stage, would put him in a really bad scenario since pit lane just closed. But Ryan Duke coming to take the 1 to go here in the stage, and there's not much you can really say about the guy. He's been quick all season, and here's the thing about Ryan Duke. He's a little bit methodical about how he runs his races. Bristol, we saw him get wrecked about 3 different times, come back up, nearly win the race. Landon Durhold actually came up and nearly stole the win from him and his teammate. But we saw Ryan Duke just do an absolutely great job this season. But Ryan Duke coming through turn 3, going to take the stage win here in stage 2. You're going to see the number 96 come through 3 and 4, taking the stage 2. But all eyes will be on Stephen Parrott, as he will be your 2020 L-TAC Cup Series champion. As he crosses the line, he clinches the title.
And to the victor as goes is spoiled now. He has nothing to worry about. He can put everything behind him. Now all he has to do is put on a show. He doesn't have to worry about points. He doesn't have to worry about fighting for a title. As the caution comes out, he can finally celebrate. Hell, he can park it for all he cares. He is now an L-TAC Cup Series championship. I believe even the inaugural L-TAC Cup Series champion. So what a night for him. As you can see, the kind of the cards on his face, I guess you could call it poker face, because right now he has been calm and collective, as he is going to put himself in a really good position for this final stage, perhaps sweep everything here in South Beach, to be able to party for the rest of the night here on a Friday night in Miami.
Now, a bit of a funny story here. Mike Aiello Jr. actually ran his car out of fuel, so he had to pit. So I believe that will actually put him at the end of the longest line. But Mike Aiello Jr., you got to give the man credit for trying. He tried to run it all the way out of gas, and he did so successfully. You see him on pit lane there. So I believe he will just take the penalty so he doesn't have to tow his car back to pit lane. But you see everybody coming in now, led by Ryan Duke, Mario Lapinta in second, Stephen Parrott third, Damaris Hickenbottom fourth, and Kyle Green rounds out your top 5 that stage. Andrew Cootie going to be 6th, Jim Herrick 7th, 8th will be Jeremy Berger, 9th, Logan Hamilton, and then Taylor Butcher Benjamin taking the last stage point. If I am correct there, I believe the top 10 do get stage points. So it will be interesting to see who gets off pit lane first here, because we saw that's where the jump with Ryan Duke and Mario Lapinta happened last time.
Yeah, this pit road really makes the difference here. That's what gave Lapinta that stage 1 win, where he was able to make it work. And then what ended up happening, weirdly enough, is I guess he decided not to come in the first lap, but he came in the second lap, which is really what put him back there. And like, in my opinion, really ruined his title hunt. As Landon Deerhold will get the waiver around, but sadly he won't get that won't matter to anything, as he is not going to be your champion here tonight. So all he has to do is try to go out there and maybe get a win here tonight to make up whatever he can.
Yeah, and while we try to get our stage winner here, we're going to take a quick step back, show you some of our new sponsors to Pit Stop TV. So don't go anywhere. Catch all the action here on Pit Stop TV when we return for the Homestead-Miami Speedway for the L-TAC Cup Series.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
Welcome back to the L-TAC Cup Series finale here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. And before we get really going here for this last stage, we got to thank some of our partners here. And we're going to start off with the sponsor I forgot at the start, USRA. I know I mentioned them right before pre-race, but the United Sim Racers Association was created with the intent to bring the racing back to the drivers. Their Grand Am Series showcases Daytona prototypes, GT4, and TC cars with fixed setups with the intent to have the driver win the race and not the setup. The season kicks off in September with the 2.4 Hours of Daytona. And to learn more and to sign up, visit them at the United Sim Racers Association.com. And I definitely recommend that league. Warren, Keith, and those guys do a fantastic job to get things up and running. I recently participated in their Bristol night race event they had for the modifieds. It was a very fun night for everyone involved. But next up, we're going to talk about sound art in Tucson. You see it right there on Stephen Parrott's car. Your picture, your music. You provide us with the image you want, and we create a custom, beautifully framed, high-quality canvas with a built-in Bluetooth speaker. With sound art, you get the best of both worlds. You can also choose images from our expansive collection of high-quality photos. Sound art is the perfect gift for your friends, your family, and even business associates. Make sure to check us out at TucsonSoundArt.com. And then next up, we have the main sponsor that helps us out here, other than Whiplash Media, is going to be Permanent Makeup in Maine. And when it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy. Here at Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine, the owner, Ashley Bullier, is a certified micropigmentation specialist who provides professional, safe, and personalized services. If you're looking for the best solutions for your PMU concerns, give us a call today to book a consultation. You can contact us at permanentmakeupinmaine.com or call/text us at 207-358-8683. If you visit our Facebook page, Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine, you will see that we do monthly giveaways. And if you submit your entry, who knows, you might just win. And lastly, this could not be possible without Whiplash Media. Pit Stop TV's new parent organization, Whiplash Media, specializes in various sim racing resources, including paint schemes, stream overlays, iRacing camera packs, and more. Whiplash Media is also working on its presence in real racing, such as photography, social media management, and public relations. And to learn more, go to whiplash-media.com as we get ready for the restart. Wow, that's a lot of air that I got to use in my system. So Noah, why don't you call us to the green here for the final stage?
Absolutely. Ryan Duke is going to lead us back to the green flag here. Your pole sitter, Kyle Green in the 76, is going to be on his outside. Demarius Hickenbottom is going to start third. Your unofficial, I should add, champion, Stephen Parrott, is going to line up fourth. And Mario Lapinta is going to round out fifth as the green flag waves as we enter the restart zone. And the 96 is going to try and catch 76 sleeping to no avail. The 76 is going to line up right beside him as they rocket off into turn number one here to 69 of Stephen Parrott, doing everything he can to try and clear the 09 of Demarius Hickenbottom to no avail. Demarius is going to take over that spot. The 69 actually has to check up, and he almost gets ran into by the 21 who has to check up for him. So that's going to cause a two-car breakaway as now Ryan Duke and Kyle Green are going to take the 1-2 spot. Running into turn number 3, Hickenbottom still holds on to it as 21 of Andrew Cootie now with the dive bomb going into 3 and 4. As here comes the 74, I believe that is. No, it is the... Trying to figure that one out. As the 46 of Jeremy Berger, he makes his way up, now fighting with 69 car back there for about the 5th position as now they rocket back off into turn number 1.
Stephen Parrott on the bottom there. You see Demarius Hickenbottom right in front of these guys. Looks like Andrew Cootie's actually going to look to the outside, move we haven't typically seen tonight, but trying to make that Wood Brothers machine work on the outside of the 09 A Billion Wood Projects LLC Ford Mustang. To no avail yet, but he might just get the momentum off the corner here. You see Demarius going to slide up a little bit. Andrew Cootie going to nudge him out at the line. That will be for the 3rd spot on the racetrack. Actually, it's the 3rd spot. Kyle Green, though, in 2nd place right now. He's worked his way back up through the field, and I do want to give an update. We talked about Landon Durhold and him being 2nd in the championship. He is currently 11th right now on the lead lap, so he's just behind a gaggle of cars. You see that gaggle of cars back in the background there. But you see a side-by-side battle. Andrew Cootie to the inside of Kyle Green, looking for daylights, got it. And he's going to look to the inside of Ryan Zook now as they work lap 90 of this race.
Yeah, Kyle Green right now is the only Chevy in a Mustang top 5 as those horses are coming alive right now as they are really charging in the front right now. You see Demarius Hickenbottom looking at the inside of the 76 as they head through turns 1 and 2. He's going to take over the 2nd spot as the 21 of Andrew Cootie actually disappears for a second. He gets his connection back as now he's going to look to the inside of Ryan Duke, send it off into turn number 3. He's going to clear him. Can he keep the run on exit of the corner? He looks like he will. We have a new race leader, and it is that Ford, Motorcraft Ford of Andrew Cootie. Again, he disappears. backup and again, but almost Ryan Duke has to avoid him to avoid net coding him as now he's back off into turn number 1 as the fight for the lead continues as now Higginbottom throws his hat into the fray looking for there are 3 wide back there as that is going to be Landon Deerhold with the 94, Marley Pink at the 13 and Taylor Butcher Benjamin as well as there are 3 wide down the back straightaways. There's just a gaggle of cars running back there for those top 10 positions as Deerhold, he might be unofficially right now out of this championship hunt, but he's going to do everything he can to make this race what it can be and come out here with a smile on his face to close out the season.
Yeah, I think Landon Deerhold's strategy right now is just be a nightmare to that number 69 car all over the back bumper entering turn 1. Just wanted to say, hey, I'm here. Even though you may have bested me in the championship, I'm still going to best you in this race. But he's 3 wide now. Taylor Butcher Benjamin going to the inside of Jeremy Berger. You see the number 46 way on the outside. Mike Aiello Jr. actually setting our new fastest lap of the race with a 31.403. So attaboy Mike for getting that. Try to steal a bit of a bonus point right there. Ryan Duke on the outside, though, has Andrew Cootie fighting him for the race lead. And I was a little bit surprised because Andrew actually fell off a little bit trying to get that outside move done, but he's fought right back up to that inside. He's actually going to get, very close to the door of the 96 right there. Clears him off of turn 2, going to slide right up in front of that machine. And here comes Damaris Hickenbottom on the bottom now. So we got 3 Ford Mustangs in a fight for this race lead.
Yeah, with under 100 to go now, the stages are wrapped up. All the stage points are done. We know that the championship is almost just about complete. So these guys are like, okay, this is over. Let's go out there. The gloves are now off as we have almost pack racing is what we're seeing out of these guys. They're under a blanket is what we're seeing about this top 12 drivers. As they're all over each other, taking whatever positions they can. They're going to put on one heck of a show if they can to close out the season as Deerhold has now gotten around the 69 to Parrott. He's now looking to the inside of Kyle Green on the back straightaway now for the 4th position at the 69 of Ryan, no, 96, my bad. Confusing numbers here with his teammates. And 96 has to back off. That's going to allow Deerhold to get the run off the corner. He's going to dive down to the bottom. They're going to go 3 wide there for a second. That's going to kill his momentum as now he's going to be stalled out there for about the 3rd or 4th spot now fighting again with the 76 and it's ended off from the turn number 1. But that 94 car has a full head of steam and he is charging to the front as that 69 of Paris is actually falling off the pace now.
Yeah, the guys of the L-TAC Cup Series putting on an amazing show for you at home and us up here in the booth. Ryan Duke, though, going to take the line away from Landon Deerhold a little bit. Landon says, nah, I'm just going to pass you and Andrew both. Look at him on the bottom. Going to try to get a 2-for-1 special at Kmart, even though it's not around anymore. But Landon Deerhold definitely going for that race lead right now. Ryan Duke trying to poke his nose in the middle there, can't get it done, and he's going to go right around Andrew Cootie for this race lead. So Landon Deerhold, he may not be able to win the title, but he's definitely going for that race win, like he said in his stage interview.
Attention Kmart shoppers, we have a blue light special going up here at the front as now that 94 car has rocketed his way to the race lead. He's going to sail off and away. He has found a new spark within him and he is lighting a fire up under this field. Now he is charged away with the race lead. Ryan Duke now going to dive to the inside of that 21 car. They're going to go side by side down the front straightaway heading to turn number 1. But all eyes now on Deerhold, who you might see in an unsponsored car. I wish you could really see that car. He is really putting up all the stops here to try and take this win away and do whatever he can. As La Pinta making a 3 wide between him, the 69 car of I was trying to remember the name. You think I would. There's so much going on here. You can't even blink. He tried going 3 wide with Parrott, Butcher Benjamin, and everybody else. He is doing everything he can to try and make his way through here. Now we have a carnival at the 46. They're going to cause a huge stack up. They're 4 wide now. He's going to get turned.
Oh, Damaris, look out, Damaris. Wow, what a save. And he's still saving it, and he's on the access road now. He's saved it, kind of, maybe. There he goes. So an amazing save out of the Billwood Projects LLC Ford Mustang. That was the wildest part I caught of that, but we had a full-on incident there. And this has been a very caution-free race tonight. We're going to look at the replay here. It looks like Andrew Cootie slid up, got Kyle Green up in the fence. Damaris had to check up there, and it looks like Taylor's going to go to the outside. Kyle Green just closes the door right there. They get together, slide across the line, and that's going to be really the end of that. But Damaris Hickenbottom, he was all out of shape. If we can get on board of that machine, that will be truly epic. See Taylor Butcher Benjamin right here riding on board with him, and we're going to see what happens exactly. See Damaris Hickenbottom right ahead of him. Kyle Green, the car ahead of these two. So Kyle Green gets shoved up the track there by Andrew Cootie, gets into the fence, just causes a big stack up. Taylor's like, hey, I'm going to go to the outside, then just tries to turn off the wall a little bit. Kyle Green did not give him the room there, trying to get back going. And it just put those 2 cars in the fence. And just a wild incident here as we got pit stops happening right now. Landon Durhold on the pit lane, but just watch Damaris right here. You see him get checked up, and I don't know how he got involved in this. He swerved a little bit. Oh, he got clipped by somebody. You see him save it right there. Sideways, off the wall. Now down to the inside. Lock it down there, bud. You got it. Put your foot in it. Get a little bit loose again, and then scoot it away. There you go. Damaris Higginbottom with save of the night and maybe save of the season.
The Toots is a billion wood project, so that's a billion saves in one. He was doing everything he can to hold on to that thing. My eye is on that 46 car of Jimmy Berger. I don't think he can get on board of that, but he was dirt tracking it through the crash trying to avoid that. He could have easily spun the tires and slammed that outside wall. I don't know if you can get it on board of that one, because that was equally as impressive as his 09 car. The fact that he slid through the grass, kept his foot in it, straightened it back out, and was able to keep that car from getting a scratch on it. Just an amazing job by these drivers to save these cars and not wreck each other. But man, that just tells you how aggressive these guys are. They were all over each other for every position on the racetrack, and just the fact that with that 76 car of Green, he just came off the corner, got clipped, and just the fact that all those guys are so tightly packed behind him, there's nowhere for anybody to go, and we're surprised it didn't cause you to see that 46 Jimmy Berger, the record in front of him. Look at this, just dive down on the inside in the grass, keep your foot in it, and he clears it. He goes over the curbs, actually takes the access road, which is even harder to do because you have to back off the speed. So just an incredible job of handling that car by him to keep that thing from wrecking, but just an incredible job by everybody. Hopefully we get to see more of this L-TAC racing. This is exactly what we want to see here for the final 30 or so laps of the season.
Yeah, Jeremy Berger doing his best job to not pull what Max Pappas and Jan Magnussen did in the Grand Am race here back in, I believe it was 04-05 when they touched going into the road course. Luckily, he kept it straight and just went to the access road. But that was just a hectic situation there, and I believe we're going to see more of that throughout the night. I believe Mike Aiello Jr. might take a wave around here. He is 2 laps down, so he's in front of Landon Durhold, who is your race leader. Second place is going to be Ryan Duke. Andrew Cootie, third. Fourth is Stephen Parrott, and Damaris Higginbottom in fifth to round out your top 5. Working lap 101 of this race, and all these leaders did just pit. So we will have fresh tires, and I believe, if my calculations are correct, we have one more pit stop to round out this race.
Yeah, I hope we get to see more of what we're seeing, because, you know, the end of the season's over. You know, this is the final 3 laps. You don't have to worry about fighting for a championship technically. Just for anybody else, there's only 2 people that have a theoretical chance of doing it. And everybody else, they're just sitting here like, this is the final race of the season. Gloves come off. If you have anybody you want to get, you can get them here and get them now. Or you can try and beat them at least. Because these guys are putting on such a hard-fought race. And this is everything and more that we could ask for a season finale here for a NASCAR race at Homestead. We talked about how much of a driver's track this is. And getting the throttle rhythm going on these cars. If you can run the top side, the middle line, or the bottom, you can make everything work and then some. And this is why it's such a fan favorite track, and why it's such a good track to host the season finale for NASCAR. And it's proving again and again and again, lap after lap here at the stage 3, because these guys are all over each other for this entire race so far.
Yeah, it's been a wild night indeed, and I believe we might be getting the one to go next time. Mike Aiello Jr. still has not been waved around, so once we get the one to go, you will see him pass the pace truck, get one of his laps back there. Currently is 2 laps down, so he will be on the tail end of 2 laps down once he rejoins the tail end of the field. Ryder Schrauf was waved around the pace car there. I don't know. I think iRacing may have had a glitch there. Did not give him the lucky dog like it was supposed to. Robert Pattengill, another car that is 2 laps down currently. So we got a few cars a lap down. That's 13th through 15th. We have Ryder Schrauf in. Well, I already mentioned Ryder. Sorry about that. The last lead lap car right now is Taylor Butcher Benjamin and Sean Deal. They make up the last row of lead lap cars. But Landon Durhold absolutely wants to win this race. So, and we're getting a report here. Nolan, thank you for that. Lucky dogs are down manually by the admin. So, Ryder Schrauf was indeed the lucky dog there. Admins gave it to him. Totally understandable there, because sometimes iRacing will recognize a car avoiding an accident as being in the incident, won't give them the lucky dog that they have earned. But Landon Durhold going to lead us to the green here. You see Ryder Schrauf right there in the number 58 machine. Ryan Duke to Landon Durhold's outside. Andrew Cootie is third. Your unofficial champion is fourth right now. Damaris Higginbottom is fifth. Jim Herrick 6th, Logan Hamilton 7th, Jeremy Berger 8th, Mario Lapinta 9th, and Kyle Green will round out your top 10 in this. I believe it's going to be a 28 lap shootout when we get the green.
You see Landon Deerhold taking on that bottom side. We're going to double it up here and restack it for another thrilling 30 laps or so as we're about to approach that 31 to go mark as they hit the line. Mike Aiello Jr. now heading off for turn number 4. He's going to rejoin the field. So we'll have everybody here. The top 4 neatly packed, get bumper to bumper. If you're not on your feet, you missing it right now as we are getting ready to see one heck of a show. All eyes on the pace chart right now as he gets ready to make that hard turn on the pit road. After that, it'll be all eyes on Barney as he's going to wave the green flag and get us back under green. Green flag is out, and Landon Deerhold is caught sleeping. Ryan Duke going to take the race lead, and here comes the 69 of Parrott. He's going to take over second as now the 1-2 teammates of B&H Racing are going to rock it off to the front as here comes Deerhold, almost making contact in the turn number 1 as he was just caught sleeping on that one as we have more fight going on back there as the 46 of Berger going to try and get around.
Oh,
we got turn 56.
Jim Herrick is around. That's another car involved with him. I don't know who that is. That might be Jeremy Berger. It is the USMC Camaro ZL1. Both of those machines hard in the fence, and we had done so well not to have a caution. I think one of us jinxed it, Noah, because now we've had 2 cautions in back-to-back spans.
Yeah, you're seeing the replay there. I was watching them a little bit as they were making the run. They came through turn number 1 to 46 of Berger trying to make that run on the outside. Herrick is right there, and as he came off the corner, he just came off the corner a little bit trying to arc it down the straightaway, and the 56 was right there, and they just touch. And you see they're just connected, still hitting each other, and then they just stop. So, okay, we're done tearing these cars up. We're just going to stop. Man, just what an aggressive start, but what a terrible start for Deerhold as he is caught sleeping on the restart, and that's going to cost him good track position here for this final stage. Now we're going to restart under 30 to go as we see more cars taking their drive down pit road. One of them is Steven Parrott. So now he's going to decide, hey, I want the fresh tires. Same for Mario Lapinta. Same for the 12 of Logan Hamilton. Same for one of the other drivers on that team, the 44 of Sean Deal. Now we've seen more and more cars take their pit stops.
Yeah, and while we got some time here, and we're going to let ourselves up here in the booth after that exciting action calm down a little bit. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here for the Homestead Miami Speedway finale for the L-TAC Cup Series. Don't go anywhere. This is Pit Stop TV.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
Welcome back to the L-TAC Cup Series here, live from the Homestead-Miami Speedway for the season finale. Ryan Duke is your race leader currently. We got Landon Deerhold in second, who actually was leading that last time we had a restart, but got caught sleeping by the number 96. Andrew Cootie is third. Damaris Hickenbottom in fourth. And Kyle Green is fifth. So that's your top 5 going into the final. I believe it's now 26 laps when we get the green, 25 possibly. So it should be a fantastic shootout to end this race.
Absolutely. We've seen so good racing. Hopefully they can clean it up and be able to pull off what they've been doing that last run. As we approach the 1 to go, you talk about your leader is going to be Ryan Duke in the 96. P2 is where you're going to find Landon Deerhold. P3 is where you find Andrew Cootie, who is really starting to come back alive here at the end of this race. He was running back there around a mid 6th or 7th position. He now finds himself up into the 3rd spot. Demarius Hickenbottom as well. And then Kyle Green is actually starting to make his way back up, as he is back up in the 5th after that accident. As we have an update, Jeremy Berger in the 46 is going to get an EOL penalty for driving through too many stalls, so expect him to fall to the back.
Yeah, I definitely expect Jeremy Berger to fall back there. So, unfortunate penalty for that machine. Just involved in the last caution, actually. Him and Jim Herrick getting caught up in the wall in the back straightaway. We've seen a little bit of that tonight. We saw on the first lap of the race, actually, Logan Hamilton and Stephen Parrott, your unofficial championship winner right now. Those two got together. They actually crinkled up the right side of the 69 machine. But it's definitely not affected his speed tonight at all. Ryan Duke, his teammate, definitely done a great job tonight controlling the field a little bit. We've seen a whole host of characters at the front, though. If we get our race stats up here, you'll see, I believe we're at about 5 cautions for 21 laps, 14 total lead changes. So like I said earlier, not even close to the record we had at IORL at Auto Club, which was, I believe, about 80 lead changes, most of those being between me and Rick Rayvon. So definitely not in any means for a record tonight. Definitely get our track facts up here right now. I believe we got a 75-degree air temp with 77 track temp. Oh, there it is. Partly cloudy skies with a wind from the southeast, and we're located here in beautiful Homestead-Miami. Well, it's really just Homestead, but Homestead, Florida. So near pretty much nothing in South Florida, but we're out here having a good time, enjoying quite the show from these L-TAC Cup Series drivers.
Yeah, now they're going to go double file once again. Ryan Duke is going to take over the race lead once more. That Camaro in the 94 is going to line up to his outside. P3 is where you're going to find Andrew Cootie. P4 is going to be Demarius Hickenbottom. 5th is Kyle Green, who's making a rebound after that incident 2 cautions ago. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, who's also involved in that contact with the 76, he's rebounded to 6th. In 7th place is Jim Herrick, who's involved in that last caution. He is now up there in 7th. Stephen Parrott is where you're going to be finding him in 8th. Logan Hamilton 9th, and then rounding out the top 10 is going to be Mario Lapinta, who we saw have a really good run in the first half of this race, but has fallen off. Expect him to maybe be able to rebound and be able to run back up for this win here in the final 20 laps.
Yeah, I definitely look for a whole new cast of characters. Try to shake up the field here. Mario Lapinta, definitely one of those guys. We've seen him have speed early on, and I definitely think he can get through this field. But these restarts have been so hectic, as you're going to see right here, the pace truck leading them through turn 4, going to pull off. Ryan Duke will then beat the control car for the field as he brings the field to a crawl here, 60 miles an hour. Green flag is out. Ryan Duke with the jump. Landon Durhold not sleeping that time, going to stay with the 96. Andrew Cootie not having a great restart, couldn't really be of aid to the number 96, but he's going to take the lead heading into turn 1 here. And Landon Durhold going to try to get a run on the outside.
Andrew Cootie, though, he might have not had the best restart, but now he is really starting to pull the gears up, and now he's to the inside. We have a 3-car fight going on for the race lead, as that 94 car of Deerhold still falling over and over. Here comes Hickenbottom trying to peek now, as now Deerhold back to the inside of Ryan Duke, but the leader again is that 21 Motorcraft Ford. He is now going to lead another lap, as the fight still rages on for the 2nd spot. We have also a little fight going on back there for about the 4th position between Kyle Green and Taylor Butcher Benjamin. So those two are back at it again, as now the fight back for the lead. Landon Deerhold looking to take back the race lead he had. He messed up on that caution. He's trying to rebound himself. He tries to make a look on the straightaway. He's now going to do it in turns 3 and 4. Doesn't have momentum. He's going to stall out, as now Ryan Duke again going to try and reel him in and make something happen, but not after Mary Hickenbottom has anything to say about it. He is closely nipped behind him, as now the 21 car of Andrew Cootie going to try and open up a little bit of a lead here as they sail off into 1.
Well, right now, Landon Durhold's just on damage control. He wants to at least make the points gap look pretty fancy. Even if he can't get the title, he definitely wants to close it up as much as he can. Just make it look pretty, make it look like it was interesting. But Andrew Cootie definitely trying to deny him of that. Stephen Parrott, though, your unofficial champion right now, he's back up to the 7th position on track currently as they head through turn 4. You see him in a whole gaggle of cars with a little bit of help from Logan Hamilton, who was the car he wrecked with on lap 1. Mario Lapinta to his outside, though. And Mike Aiello Jr. now looking to make it 3 wide between those machines. But we have just about we're getting around to about 20 to go here in this race. We're at 22 laps to go currently. So the intensity will definitely ramp up, and we've seen just an almighty show from these guys all night long, and I definitely think that this finish is going to be one to remember on the channel.
Yeah, Landon Deerhold, he might not have the championship, but regardless, if he can pull off this win, it'll be one heck of a comeback story. After winning stage 1 and being able to open up a fight to win this championship, lost it all in the second stage, would he love nothing more than to even lose a title, go home with some hardware, taking home the win here at Homestead-Miami to close out his season. So, but who else would love to do that? How about Andrew Cootie? He has started to come back here at stage 3. He is making his name known in that 21 car. He is trying to make the top side work, but right now the 94 car is making the bottom side work. So that's what we're talking about. This is a multi-lane racetrack. If you can figure out where you want to run, you can be able to make it work, and you can run away from these leaders and make those passes. And that's what 21 is trying to do. He sees that the 94 is not able. 94 is making the run on the inside, so he's being forced to turn the outside to try and get it done there, but it's not working. You see that gap slowly and slowly and slowly open its way up. It's now about close to 0.3 of a second, but Ryan Duke trying to reel him in. Look at Mike Iola Jr. back there around the 5th or 6th spot. He has really closed in the gap there to Mario Lapinta. So the 74 car coming back from 2 laps down, now running up there to top 5. So actually no, he's 2 laps down. He's actually fighting to get himself back to a lap down, but he's still not letting up a bit here to these leaders, trying to make their lives as hard as it can be.
Well, while we've got 20 laps to go, now 19 laps to go, we're going to let you listen to the sights and sounds of the L-TAC Cup Series as we crank it up here with just 19 laps to go in this event. And we hope you enjoyed the sights and sounds there of the L-TAC Cup Series. Landon Deerhold still your race leader, but Mike Aiello Jr. definitely hunting down that race lead. He has helped himself by Ryan Duke. Ryan Duke can actually fight back on the inside. See Mario Lapinta there behind those 2 cars battling. Got a 3-wide battle behind those guys. So intensity ramping up a little bit as we're getting close to the 10 to go mark. Right now we're at 14 laps to go. And the real question is, can Landon Deerhold really hold on to this race? Because we've seen him hold on strongly all night long.
Yeah, oh, and watch out, Mike Aiello Jr. gets put in the wall there. He's going to take him out as well. Big wreck down to turn number 1. That's going to take out the 96. And he's going to come right back on the racetrack, and he's going to take up the 09 at the very second bottom.
Andrew
What?
Cootie in that as
Oh,
well,
no.
and that might be a park. That looked pretty. That looked pretty intentional. I know I try to defend these guys' moves a lot, but that looked pretty intentional. What he did coming back up into Ryan Duke like that. How about Mario LaPinta though? How about Mario getting through this? Watch this job Mario does. Gets luck of the draw right there. Had 2 race cars come through his windshield. And disqualified for the 74. He's going to be parked this race for intentional wrecking. And, I mean, it's pretty cut and dry right there. That was... I know me and Noah reacted appropriately because that was just absolutely uncalled for. And usually we don't see that kind of incident happen. But we see Ryan Duke trying to help Mike out there a little bit, just giving him a little shove, and then he just did not like how he got turned sideways there, came right back up, took Ryan Duke out, and Damaris got caught up in that as well, unfortunately. I believe he ran up into the 21 of Andrew Cootie.
Yeah, that is not what any of these guys wanted to see. Another guy who got lucky through all of that as well is Stephen Parrott. His championship hunt still holds on pretty smoothly. He might still officially be the champion, but you always want to be sure. And he was right behind Andrew Cootie when it happened to see the onboard, Mike Ella Jr. Yeah, he just gets tagged, and then immediately as soon as he gets control, dead right back into the 96, and then that just tears up a lot of good race cars who were having the run of their life here tonight, putting on such a good show. They lose it all in the span of one turn because of that. And we try to defend these guys as you say. We always try to defend these guys. We don't want to play, the blame game here, but when there's something like that, you're 2 laps down, that is just not what you want to see. You got to see the onboard with that 13 car. Check this out. Oh my goodness, you can put a atom between the 96 and the 13. That's how close it is, and the fact he didn't get a piece of his car ripped off in that is scary. On board now with the 09 at Higginbottom, he who's been having a really good run after the past few weeks. Look at him, you see the wreck in front of him, he tries to avoid it, but you can't avoid a spinning pinwheel, and that's what this 96 was, and he just tags the 21 with him, and that the 21 didn't actually get it that bad. He got tagged in the rear, but he actually didn't get it that bad, so he might be lucky in that regard.
Yeah, I think the 21 kind of lucked out there. A little tap to the left rear, but that shouldn't really hurt this car too bad. These cars, some parts of them are tanks, and that front end area you saw Damaris hit there, that could definitely affect his motor though. But Ryan Duke just trying to help out Mike Aiello Jr., and Mike just said, no, I'm going to take you out, and that 96 flew in the air, and I believe his teammate nearly clobbered him on the inside. We'll have to look there, but just a very unfortunate situation for the leaders here. And really there was nothing Ryan did wrong. He was just trying to help Mike he was trying to help Mike down the straightaway. He was a little late into the corner there, but he just turned right into him and destroyed that 96 car. And the admins, they did everything they could. They did every right call there. That is a justified move to park that 74 if we're going to have that happening. Don't need to have it happening, especially with title contenders still somewhat in the fight. I know it's pretty much unofficial that Stephen Parrott has clinched the championship at this point, but I mean anything could really shake up, as you saw there. But Ryan Duke, he was almost in danger of going a lap down due to that incident. Landon Durhold is going to be your race leader still though, with Mario LaPinta in second, doing an amazing job to get through that wreck. I believe he got a little help from Netcode, and Netcode can be your friend here on the service. Ryder Schrauf. How about Ryder Schrauf? He is third place right now. We don't get to talk about this guy too much. The Evil Knievel style numbers. I love to see it. And he's just having a solid run tonight. Got a benefit from that caution. So amazing job by him to run up in the top 5. Kyle Green up in the 4th spot. And Logan Hamilton in 5th place, I believe, here at the line. Yeah, so Logan Hamilton, after his lap 1 spin with Stephen Parrott, both those guys 5th and 6th right now.
Yeah, you talk about Ryan Stroud. This is really a night for these drivers who have been 2 laps down besides you-know-who. But just think about this. Landon Deerhold, he fell 2 laps down because of his pit incident in stage 2. Now he's leading. Ryan Stroud, who's been a lap down or more this entire race, now he starts. This caution has really brought out a lot of guys who are running in the back up to the front. Mario LaPinta, who we saw, he was really fast in the beginning of stage 1, was stuck back near in a 6th or 7th position. Now he has that clean air to go running with these guys. So he's in a really good position here. He's going to be in the inside or outside, regardless on the front row. So a really good start for him. Andrew Cootie, though, I really hate to see this because he had such a good run going, and now he's going to have to fight his way up. He needs another caution at least to be able to make something happen because he's running all the way back outside the top 10 right now. So that's not what he needs. Same goes to Demarius Hickenbottom. Luckily, it looks like both of them might have used the fast repair, or at least Cootie didn't have that much damage even to repair. So he's going to keep going as he is, but Hickenbottom uses his one fast repair, so he's in a good position to be able to make something happen out of this situation to go back up, run up there in the top 10, top 5. But now all eyes are going to be on Deerhole to see if he can close out the season with a race win here in Miami.
Well, a lot of these guys might be seeing red here, especially a guy like Demarius Hickenbottom or Andrew Cody. Those guys just catching the unfortunate luck of the draw there, being caught up in somebody else's mess. And we see that a lot happen just in racing in general here on the service. You'll have some guy get caught up in an incident, and then you're unfortunately just caught a part of it because they slide back up the racetrack. But I definitely think Mario Lapinta could challenge Landon Durhold here. We have 8 laps to go right now. We're going to have 7 to go when we go back green. So it's going to be an all-out shootout to the finish here. Wouldn't be surprised if we might get a green-white checkered run 2 laps. We would be put in a window for one of those. So be on the lookout for that. But a lot of hungry cars we have not seen throughout the field. Ryder Schaff being one of them. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, we really thought he would run better tonight. He's up to 7th place right now. But Logan Hamilton, a guy we haven't got to talk about much since the Roval, he's up to 5th right now. And Kyle Green, who was our pole sitter, is up in 4th. So, like I said, a whole new cast of characters is going to come to the front of this race. And the unsponsored 94 will lead us back to the green as the pace truck heads through 3 and 4. Will pull off right about now. There he goes. So Landon Durhold going to lead us to the green. Green's out. Landon Durhold with a great jump over Mario Lapinta. Mario Lapinta going to tuck in line. Kyle Green with another great restart as well. Ryder Schroff did kind of got caught sleeping there. But it's going to be interesting to see who really comes out on top of this.
Yeah, you might have not seen there that 44 Sean Deal did not get going. Not really stacked up all the people behind him, including Cootie, who had to avoid him to avoid causing another wreck. So his night also not getting any better on that restart, but so he's going to hold on to as much as he can. Meanwhile, out front, it is still Deerhole with the race lead. Lapinta running P2. Kyle Green back up to P3. Your pole sitter trying to rebound. Is here comes Stephen Parrott to the inside of Struve. He's going to try and take back the 4th position. He's going to get turned by him. They're going to try and save it. He's going to get put in the wall, I think, because we currently stay green. Yep, he's in the wall, but he's going to lose a bunch of positions in that.
Yeah, I caught that out of the corner of my eyes there. Great save by Stephen Parrott, but it's not really going to put a damper on anything. He's still got the championship locked in the bag right now. We're coming to 5 laps to go this time, I believe. At the line, it will be 5 laps to go for Landon Durhold. Hasn't really won since we started the playoffs here in the L-TAC Cup Series. Looking to make that happen. And we got a yellow now. It is for the 21, I believe. Or 21 might have been involved in there.
12 of Logan Hamilton because he's slow on the front stretch right now.
I believe it's
Yes,
possible
it is.
contact with Andrew Cootie because I heard him voice his displeasure with the 12 car.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to wait for the replay to pop up so you can see this, but it is between the 12 of Hamilton and the 21 of Cootie. And you see they're now spinning out. Here they are coming down the front stretch. What they're going to see here coming to the corner is Hamilton does not get the run he wants. He starts to fall back behind Duke, and then here comes Cootie to the inside. You're going to see out of turn number 4, he starts to shoot it off the corner and then right across the nose of the 21, and that just sends them spinning on the front straight away. He's lucky that he didn't go spinning. He did a really good job keeping that car under control to be able to get it back going. Same for the 21 of Cootie. He gets it off and away, and he doesn't get that much damage, but not a good way for these two, and that's really going to damper them. But we're going to restock this field for what will be probably a very thrilling green-white checker to close out this season.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be an L-TAC Cup Series race without at least one green-white checker to make things just that more interesting. Landon Durhold, I know he wanted that win so bad, was so close to it. He was about 4 laps away there, and it's pretty much ripped out of his hands right now for the moment. But if he gets a great restart here, he could get it right back in his hands. Mario Lapinta, though, going to definitely challenge him for that race win because Mario, we have not seen him really in contention to win the race except for, I believe he was up in the front at Talladega, but was unfortunately taken out. So Mario Lapinta wants that win bad. He definitely wants to win bad. And we do know that I believe Landon Durhold's actually won 1 or 2 races this season. Stephen Parrott's just absolutely blown away the field with 4 wins. But we will have attempt number 1. It is official. We'll have attempt number 1 at a green white checker here.
Yeah, and here's the rundown of your race winners right now. Obviously, your points leader, Stephen Perry, came in here. He currently has the most wins with 4. Landon Deerhold currently who was second coming in here, came in here with 2 wins. Alongside them, Demarius Hickenbottom also with 2 wins. Nate Brooker, who I don't believe is in this race right now here tonight, he wraps out the season with 2 wins as well. And then Christopher Lewis, who got his win at Kentucky, he wraps out with 1 win for the season. We thought he might have shown up here tonight, but he didn't. We don't know what happened with that one, but still just an incredible showing at Kentucky, and he got his first career win there in his home state, so exactly what he wanted to see, as we might get the 1 to green here to wrap out this season, as now it's going to be down to Lapinta to see if he can get that 3rd win, or Deerhold to see if he can get that 3rd win, or if Lapinta can sneak in there, get a race win. Same for Green, Butcher Benjamin, Surf, and anybody else who wants to try to take it.
Yeah, it should definitely be an interesting race for sure. Pace truck lights still are not off. So we will run definitely past distance at this point. And we're going to get a confirmation here because I'm not too sure if Lapinta has won yet or not. But it would definitely be a just demanding win indeed, because you got to pass Landon Deerhold, and Landon Deerhold is not second in the points for no reason at all, because I mean, he's proven tonight he's run well. Bristol, he ran amazingly well, and that number 94 just has not had luck on his side throughout the playoffs. Definitely could have contended though with Stephen Parrott had he had a couple better finishes. I know he's had some luck not go his way, so it definitely wants to come out of here with a win tonight.
Yeah, what a great way to wrap up the season. That's what anybody wants. I mean, looking back at 2012, Jeff Gordon, he got involved in that incident with Clint Boyer at Phoenix that he was already taking on the championship. And what does he do the next week? He wraps it out with the win. So that's exactly what he wants to do. So hopefully with everything that comes out here, he might be able to wrap up the season with a win and take at least some hardware home. He might take home the championship trophy, but he would come home with the race win trophy, which is not what you want, but close enough to what you can get.
Yeah, we did get a little bit of a fact checked here from Nolan. Mario Lapinta has not won this season, but he has a total of 6 top 5s. So that definitely would put a little bit of pep in the 13th step if he can win this race. Indeed, still not got the 1 to go yet. Should be 2 to green this time, though. Yeah, official word, 2 to green this time. And we're going to reset the top 10 here for you. So Landon Deerhold is first. Mario Lapinta second, Kyle Green and the Support Our Troops car third, the number 1 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin in fourth, fifth is Ryder Schrauf, Ryan Duke is sixth, Andrew Cootie seventh after being tangled up with the 12 that last incident. Jeremy Berger is eighth, Jim Herrick after catching the wall with Jeremy Berger is ninth, and rounding out your top 10 is Demarius Hickenbottom, who we saw in a couple cautions ago. And we got a lot of beaten, battered race cars. For some reason, Ryder Schrauf's front end is not on there for me. It could be different on the broadcast for everyone watching at home, but no, it's actually missing on the broadcast as well. So we got the modified division back out in full force, or at least trying to be, with Ryder Schrauf in the 5th spot right now. But Landon Deerhold going to do all he can to hold on to this race win.
Yeah, we should get the 1 to go here, which is wrap up a really good season. So get ready, because we're about to pack them, stack them, and re-rack them here for 2 more laps around the Homestead-Miami Speedway to wrap the season up. To the inside, looks like it's going to be Landon Deerhold, Mario Lapinta going to take the outside line, and Kyle Green, your pole sitter, going to take back the 3rd spot. Tyler Butcher Benjamin, who started 3rd, he now falls back to 4th. Andrew Cootie now. That's my bad. Trying to see because they're kind of bunched up here right now. But yeah, so it's Deerhold, Lapinta, Green, Butcher Benjamin, and Sroof. He's the person who rounds out your top 5. But right now, pretty good job by Andrew Cootie. He has rebounded himself to 7th, so he can put himself in a good position. We talked about how good he is on a short run, so maybe he could pull something out. If he gets 1 more caution, he could be in a position to maybe get up there and be in a position to take the win if we have another green-white checker.
Yeah, definitely. Landon Deerhold, though, definitely wants to get another win in the bank. Even though the title has already been decided, he definitely wants the number 94 machine to go back to victory lane. He's got Mario Lapinta on his outside, though, trying to spoil that party. Got a whole host of Chevys here in the top 5. I believe all 5 cars are Chevrolets. First Ford Mustang you'll see is Ryan Duke in 6th after coming back from being intentionally turned there. But as the pace truck pulls off turn 4, there he goes. Landon Derhold leads the field to green, gets a great jump over Mario Lapinta. 2 laps to decide this finish, and it should be fun.
Deerhold with the restart of his life. He's going to run off into turn 1. Lapinta going to try and chase him down. Here comes Green in the 76. He's going to try and send it off there. Here comes Ryan Duke going to try and maybe wedge it in there and make a 3 wide. Not going to happen. Green now runs up the corner on the top side. Here comes Lapinta and Duke going to make a 3 wide for second. That's exactly what Lapinta wants to know, what Deerhold wants to see, as now he's going to run away with the race lead. He's going to come off on turn number 4, and if we're not going to get the caution, maybe, no, we're not. White flag, next flag ends the race and ends the season.
Beating and banging 3 wide. You see here Kyle Green not giving any room to Mario Lapinta. They're all trying to catch Landon Derhold, though. They have actually caught him a little bit battling. I don't know how that's possibly happened, but it has. But here comes Mario Lapinta. Can't even get close to the back bumper of Landon Derhold. Landon Derhold through turns 3 and 4. He may not have won the championship. That will go to Stephen Parrott, who will cross the line shortly. But Landon Derhold going to go down fighting. He will win the season finale here at the L-TAC Cup Series at Homestead. And Stephen Parrott, back in the field, is your champion. And he's crashing at the line as well with Sean Deal, a teammate of his. So, Landon Derhold wins the race. Stephen Parrott wins the championship. And we got a little bit to recap. We're going to look at the replay here. Stephen Parrott going for it, pushing Jim Herrick there. Jim bounced off the wall and hit Parrott down into his teammate. They may not run the same manufacturer, but they are both B&H racing cars. But congrats to Stephen Parrott on a great championship. And congrats to Landon Derhold on the win. We're going to take a quick step back, show you one of our ads while we try to get our winners synced up here. And we'll be right back to you here from Homestead-Miami Speedway for the L-TAC Cup Series post-race show.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
All right, welcome back to the post-race show here from Homestead-Miami Speedway. You see the number 94. We're going to get him up in here. Landon Derhold, do you got a copy?
10-4.
Well, you may not have won the championship. That goes to Stephen Parrott, but you definitely went down swinging. Take us through that last green-white checkered. Did you think you had any shot in the world to hold off for that win?
Yeah, I mean, based off that last restart that I did, I was pretty confident if I got a good restart, there was nothing that could keep me, especially with a green-white checkered like that 2 laps ago. There was nothing that they could do, really. I got such a big jump that first restart, and the second time I nailed it too, so just got lucky there.
Well, I believe you had 2 or 3 wins this season. So going into the next L-TAC season, what's going to be the real key for you to win more races and hopefully get the championship? Because Steven seemed almost untouchable there in the chase.
Definitely more practice time. I didn't do my practice laps this week until the actual session started. So first laps turned were just tonight, about 1 hour and a half ago. So definitely need to put in a lot of practice if I want to be competitive with him. And he's great. Congratulations to him. He raced me clean all year long. He's a great guy. So nice job for him.
Well, before we let you get out of here and enjoy your race win, who do you have to thank for helping you put that number 94 car in victory lane?
Definitely got to thank Chris Lewis for sure, Damar Higginbottom, my teammate, and Jim Herrick. He's got lmcgear.com, lightweight motorcycle camping gear. If you need something cool, go see him. And definitely Robbie Otti.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us up in here, Landon, and we hope to see you next season.
Yep. Thanks, man.
All right, so that was Landon Durhold, your race winner. But Noah Carmichael, you're going to have our season champion as we pull Stephen Parrott up in the booth.
Indeed we do. Steven, do you got a copy with us?
Yeah, I got you.
Steven, you are an L-TAC Cup Series champion. You've won in Stage 2. Take us through the emotions right now, being able to call yourself a season champion.
It's pretty amazing. I just want to thank everybody at B&H Racing, from Ryan to Sean to Mario, Logan, just everybody. We all worked together to try and stay up front. It was a little tough this race for me. I mean, it was opening lap and ran into an issue, but it happens. I get it. And it was a very tough race for me. I was just trying to stay clear, let those guys do their thing, just collect points, and just wasn't in the bag for me to win this one. So it happens and move on. But I'm glad to call myself champion here.
And we saw what happened with her in Stage 1. Landon was able to get the win over you in Stage 1, but you ending up in Stage 2 at the pit. What was your reaction seeing a 94 pull off in the pit road at the beginning of Stage 2 there?
Honestly, I didn't know what he was doing. I would assume it's some sort of strategy just to get the win, which paid off for him. I mean, he was fast tonight. I mean, Landon's a hell of a competitor. I mean, I knew it was going to be between me and him at for the championship. And yeah, he just had that mistake at New Hampshire, which basically gave it to me. And I mean, it sucks. I wish the points were closer. I mean, he definitely probably would have pulled it off at this track if the points were a lot closer.
And then looking back with the overall series champion, what memories come to your mind throughout this entire season leading here to tonight?
In all honesty, I mean, let's rewind to the preseason. I mean, you have Taylor, the number 1 car. I mean, he came into this preseason and just mopped the floor with us. I mean, we were all rookies, and he won pretty much every race except for one, which Jeremy Berger won. And I was sitting there, me and Sean Deal were actually talking. We got to do something different, because if he runs this league with us, he's going to run the championship, and it's just going to be who's going to finish second. So I'm proud of the whole league as a whole. I mean, we've come so far challenging him, competing for wins and making him work for it instead of just, walking away with it. And so as a league, we've come a long way. And I'm actually really proud of everybody in this league, and I hope they all come back for next season.
And obviously, a championship run like this isn't something you do alone. Do you have anybody you want to thank for how you got here and able to pull off this season finale like you have?
Tucson Sound Art for supporting the league and sponsoring me for the final race. They're going to help us out financially, so shout out to them. And then just like I said, all B&H. I mean, it started off with me and Sean, and we just basically kept working with each other, and he taught me how to save tires and, be patient, where I was running a little tight in the beginning, wanting to force my way. And you still see it sometimes on the track. I want to force my way to the front, but Sean Deal was, the beginning of this, and, he's admin, and he's really been patient with the league and the drivers. And it's just all the admin as a whole do an amazing job. So just shout out to those guys too.
All right, well, we'll let you go celebrate with your team here tonight. Congratulations on a championship, and congratulations on a well-fought season here this weekend.
All right, thanks, you guys. I appreciate you.
As we wrap up our post-race show here, just Noah, some final thoughts, because that was a epic race that we saw all night. A handful of lead changes, and just amazing job by Stephen Parrott and Landon Durhold to respectively win the championship and win the race by those two drivers.
Absolutely. This is everything you could want out of a season finale and then some. You had crashes, you had drama, you had a championship fight going all the way down to the, well, that was not only a championship fight, but a race a race win coming down here to the final few minutes. And actually, I believe we actually have another driver here to interview, our runner-up finisher. Let's see if we can get him in here real quick before we wrap this season up. Mario Lapinta, it's Noah Carmichael up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep.
Well, close, but no dice. You came so close to getting your first career win here. Run us through this race here tonight that got you up here to almost getting that victory here at Homestead.
Just trying to stay consistent, not fall so far back from the lead pack, mostly, and trying to save tires a little bit, hoping there would be a long run. The last caution kind of did me in because I think I was faster than Landon. I was keeping with him, but that caution kind of killed my race early.
Well, you were fighting a guy who was actually runner-up in the championship, and we usually we've seen you running up out there in the top 5 or top 6. Where did you find the pace out here tonight to be running with these guys in the top 3 throughout most of the entire race here?
I'm not really sure. I usually don't do too good at this track. I usually burn the tires up real early on. I run with B&H a lot, and those guys were just kind of helping me with my entry. I was going in too far before I was lifting and burning the right front up, but after I calmed down a little bit, I was running pretty consistent, wasn't eating the tire up so bad.
All right, now the season wraps up here. Do you have any final closing thoughts on how this entire season has run for you and just how you've been able to get to where you are right now?
I've only been racing for about a year on iRacing, and this is the first ever series or league that I've ran in. So it was just more than anything learning how to try to stay away from wrecks, which didn't really help me because I seemed to somehow find all the wrecks this year. So I don't know. Just keep running with fast guys, get faster.
All right, before we let you go here, one final time, do you have anybody you want to thank for your run here tonight?
Not really. Just Stephen Parrott for my paint scheme, and those guys really, B&H, just for letting me run practices and stuff with them.
All right, well, congratulations on your run up here finish tonight. Hopefully, we get to come back here next season and see more out of you.
Yeah. Appreciate it, guys.
All right. All right, so a little impromptu interview here, but nonetheless, it's an incredible way to end out a season, especially for Mario Lapinta coming close to getting his first win here. But yeah, just back on what we were talking about, just an incredible way to end the season, an incredible way to end tonight, with just an incredible hard-fought race between a bunch of drivers trying to get the win here, and it's just everything you could ask for a season finale at Homestead.
Yeah, indeed. And before we get going here with the closing statements, I got to pay your guys' light and toilet paper bill before I head out for good. And we're going to start off with Sound Art of Tucson. Your picture, your music. You provide us the image that you want, and we create a custom, beautifully framed, high-quality canvas with a built-in Bluetooth speaker. With Sound Art, you get the best of both worlds. You can also choose images from our expansive collection of high-quality photos. Sound Art is the perfect gift for a friend, a family member, or your business associates. Make sure to check us out at TucsonSoundArt.com. Second up, we got the USRA. Warren Keith and those guys do an amazing job, and they created a league with the intent to bring back racing to the drivers. Their Grand Am Series showcases Daytona prototypes, GT4, and TC cars with fixed setups with the intent to have the driver win the race and not somebody's setup. This season kicks off in September with the 2.4 hours of Daytona. And to learn more and to sign up, visit them at www.UnitedSimRacersAssociation.com. Next up, we got Permanent Makeup in Maine. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy. Here at Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine, the owner, Ashley Boyer, is a certified micropigmentation specialist who provides professional, safe, and personalized services. If you're looking for the best solutions for your PMU concerns, give us a call today to book a consultation. You can contact us at permanentmakeupinmaine.com or call or text us at 207-358-8683. Once again, that's 207-358-8683. If you visit our Facebook page, Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine, you will see that we do monthly giveaways. And if you submit your entry, who knows? You might just win. And lastly, got to thank Whiplash Media, Pit Stops TV's new parent organization. Whiplash Media specializes in various sim racing resources, including paint schemes, stream overlays, iRacing camera packs, and more. Whiplash Media is also working on its presence in real racing, such as photography, social media management, and public relations. For more, go to whiplash-media.com. And as we wrap up, I would just like to send a special thank you to Andrew Cardinale IV for inviting me on board to help him out over the past half a year here on the Pit Stop TV. Tonight was indeed the last broadcast I will be doing. And it's been a fun time. I brought Noah along with me, and we've had some good times, but tonight was definitely one of the best I've ever had, and I think this was probably one of the best broadcasts we've ever had from a heart-to-heart standpoint. And I got to thank Noah for joining me into the booth tonight. Just got to thank everybody that makes this thing go around. Emerson Ardon, our producer, Trey Shuttlesworth. I know he didn't get to talk much tonight because I didn't really allow him to, but he's been helping out with social media. Trey Patton. Chris Nunn's helped us out in the past. We've had Andrew, obviously, with producing and everything. So thanks to those guys and making this an enjoyable experience because this was pretty fun getting to do for a good while here. And, yeah, it's going to be sad, but don't worry. You'll still see me. This is not a goodbye for good. You're going to see me pop up every now and then. I'll still be racing in every series we've got possible. So with that being said, though, that's going to conclude our coverage of tonight's L-TAC Cup Series finale from Homestead-Miami Speedway. Congratulations to Stephen Parrott on winning the L-TAC Cup Series Championship. And Pit Stop TV, thanks you for tuning in and joining us for the action. And we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. We'll continue with racing action, and you'll see me again, don't worry, because I'll always rear my ugly head. Next Thursday, when the stars of SRCA come back to life at the Iowa Speedway for the Pro 2000 Series. Make sure to follow us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/pitstoptv, on Twitter at pitstoptv_, and on Twitch at twitch.tv/pitstop or pit_stop_TV, and searching on YouTube or searching us on YouTube by just searching Pit Stop TV. This has been Cole Freilich and Noah Carmichael up in the booth for Pit Stop TV. And with all that being said, this is not a final goodbye, trust me. It's just a until we meet again from me, Cole Freilich. And I know Noah Carmichael will definitely be showing up in the future. So thank you for watching, and good night, everyone.